Finance Ministry defends new value for money bill, insisting it does not duplicate the work of the Public Procurement Authority, but will strengthen scrutiny.
PPA will check whether it's actually you meet the threshold for a single source procurement, but then the value for money office will then determine that does this X give us the best value and the best quality for such a thing.
Ghana Water Limited intensifies interventions to resolve ongoing water supply disruptions affecting parts of eastern Accra as damaged pipelines, aging infrastructure and illegal connections continue to impact pressure and consistency of delivery.
These leakages have been there for more than 3-4 years. We are now making the move to ensure that the right thing is done.
In business,
dollar demand still high despite improved market support from the Bank of Ghana. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, National Health Insurance Authority donates speedboats to communities along the Volta Lake in the Sene East District of the Bono East region in a bid to reduce maternal deaths on the lake.
I remember losing my first child because we did not get a boat on time. I nearly lost my life, but I survived, but lost my child in the process.
These and more with me, Fred Smith. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible journalism. To our first story now, in the Finance Ministry is defending the new value for money bill, insisting it does not duplicate the work of the Public Procurement Authority, but will rather strengthen scrutiny over public spending and state contracts. President John Mahama on Monday signed the Value for Money Office bill into law. Government says it is a step towards tackling inflated contracts and wasteful expenditure. Already, there are concerns that this law may usurp the mandate of the PPA. Fellow at the Center for Democratic Development, Dr. John Osai Kwapong, questioned why the PPA could not do the same job.
Yes, and I'm hoping that this is not another institutional layer trying to address a problem that there are institutions already designed to address. And if PPA was giving us the intended results, then in principle we wouldn't need this. And so whatever has been the challenge PPA has faced over the years, hopefully there'll be lessons learned for the Value for Money Office and they will be able to avoid those pitfalls.
But technical advisor to the Finance Minister, Frederick Emisa, says the office will ensure procurements truly deliver value for money.
It goes to both. It goes to both. Like I said, if PPA gives you the approval to, PPA will check whether that, for example, if it's single source procurement, PPA will check whether it's actually you meet the threshold for a single source procurement for that particular activity to be single source procured. But then the Value for Money Office will then determine that you want to buy it or you want to procure the thing for X. Does this X give us the best value and the best quality for such a thing? Can we get it for, let's say, X minus 2? Or this same X, can we get more for the X amount? So the Office for Value for Money is to ensure that every CD we are spending gives us CD in value of goods or service that we are paying for.
You heard the technical advisor to the Finance Minister, Frederick Emisa, who's been speaking there to Joy News. Now, former director of the Ghana School of Law and director of Mount Crest University College, Kweku Ansasari, is calling on government to allow one final entrance examination for students seeking admission into professional legal training this year, despite the implementation of the new legal education reform law taking effect immediately. Speaking on Top Story yesterday, Ansasari argued that stakeholders are not prepared to fully implement the new legal education regime because the country currently lacks adequate quality assurance mechanisms.
We are not ready about quality assurance, mechanisms. We don't know, who is going to do what. We don't know who is going to carry out accreditation of the law schools, since there's a training component into the academic component now, the existing accreditation mechanisms will be ill-suited for the kind of, thing that INE has in mind, with the implementation, of the relevant provisions of the Act.
Now, Member of Parliament for Old Tafo, Vincent Eko is demanding the government provide clear communication on the Ghana School of Law entrance exams this year.
The Attorney General said that the implementation or the rollout of the implementation is going to take them 1 year. He also said that the budget provision will be made in the 2027 budget. So there's confusion. So it does not lie in the mouth of the firm report to say that the exam is not going to be written. It is not enough. Law students do not need that kind of words from him. Law students need a formal communication from the institution that is clothed with the legal responsibility to give such information out as to whether or not examination, as far as entrance is concerned, is going to be written or otherwise.
All right, and the Ghana Water Limited is attributing the persistent water supply challenges in Pram and surrounding communities to leakages along the transmission lines from the Pong water treatment plant to the Tema booster station. The company says the fault is resulting in about a 40% loss of treated water, worsening shortages in affected areas. The utility company explains that the situation is being driven by a combination of fiscal leakages, deteriorating transmission infrastructure and illegal connections, which continue to strain the distribution network. More in the following report.
The Ghana Water Limited says it has moved swiftly to address the challenge through ongoing inspections and rehabilitation works along key transmission systems. The Managing Director, Adam Mutawakilu, indicates that the damaged pipelines are expected to be fully repaired within 3 months as part of the ongoing intervention plan.
These leakages have been there for more than 3-4 years. We are now making the move to ensure that the right thing is done. And periodically, as it leaks, we mend it. But I'm giving that, as I did indicate with my people, within the 3 months period, we should be able to get this thing fixed.
Illegal connections and water theft have also been identified as major contributors to the disruptions. The company says it has identified over 375 individuals linked to illegal water connections in Accra.
We've identified about over 375 customers who have done illegal connection only in Accra.
And the National Health Insurance Authority has presented a speedboat to communities along the Volta Lake in the Sene East District of the Bono East region to help address maternal deaths caused by delays in transporting pregnant women to health facilities. For years, residents say expectant mothers and babies have died while waiting for boats to cross the lake for emergency medical care. The authority says the intervention is part of efforts to support healthcare delivery in hard-to-reach communities. There's more in this report.
For the women of Kojo, for decades, giving birth here meant gambling with death. Without speedboats, pregnant women in labor had to cross this treacherous lake in slow manual canoes. I remember losing my first child because we did not get a boat on time. I nearly lost my life, but I survived, but lost my child in the process. She's not alone. Locals whisper the names of women who bled to death waiting for boats that arrived too late. Some women in labor give birth on the lake. Others are unable to make the journey and they die on their way. The National Health Insurance Authority has stepped in. They have provided a safe modern fiber boat stationed here specifically for medical emergencies. District Chief Executive for Sene East Ofonyi Frederick Nkrumah says the boat will serve the over 38 communities scattered across the area.
And according to the officers who are operating this machine, the journey of 1 hour 30 minutes, we can now use 15 minutes to reach our people, and it is going to serve them very well.
A simple boat, but for the women of Kojo, it is the difference between a grave and a cradle. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Sene East.
And in Accra, I'm Fred Smith. That's the end of the news at 6. There's more at manjaonline.com. Up next will be business on the Super Morning Show.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
The go-go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
When I say ABSA, you say yes. ABSA Bakiti, we go say yes this 2026 till your jobs be dropping down. Yes, you listening to me right now. I know you get dreams. A work is here, and they work it well. Like me, I want to buy that Porsche car I've been dreaming of. I move into my dream house. No landlord will say me. Join the ABSA family and let's help you say yes to your dreams with tailored banking solutions from loans, mortgages, credit cards to digital banking and more. Make 2026 the year of yes with ABSA. Your story matters.
Brushing gets more fun with your kids with the new Pepsodent Kids toothpaste. Give your smiles protection that lasts. Grab yours today from a store near you. This advert is FDA approved.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo?
Have you tasted it?
No, but I didn't see you add milk.
Hey, taste it before you ask me any question.
Hey, milk na chum say.
This is Milo all-in-one. Milo Pampa, cocoa, malt, milk show, everything is inside.
Milo All-in-One already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
Beyond what the mind should know.
Cast your mind back to 2022. The prices were rising. The stress was high. Every liter of fuel felt like a sacrifice. Do you remember who stepped forward first? When others were comfortable with high prices, Star Oil chose you. We cut our own profits so you could keep your AC on, keep your engines running, and keep your life moving without the heavy burden. We gave you room to breathe when things felt tight. Because of you, our star savers, we became #1. Today, the pumps are a battleground. Others are finally cutting prices because they have to. But Star Oil, we do it because we want to. Don't just chase a price, remember a friendship. We were there for you then, and with new innovations coming your way, we are here for you now. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuels for all.
When the bills are mega.
When the plans are mega.
When the pressure is mega.
When the need is mega.
Then you need a mega answer. That answer is Societe Generale Ghana's Mega Loan. Societe Generale Ghana's Mega Loans promo is available to new and existing salaried workers, existing loan subscribers, including top-up customers and pensioners. Get support for personal needs, family priorities, school fees, home improvement, business support, and more. Enjoy big loans, low rates with a quick and straightforward process designed to help you move without delay. Visit any Societe Generale Ghana branch today or call 030-2214-314. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Absa Bank Ghana Limited. Your story matters. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, and Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you, which means we can bring you the Joy Business Report brought to us by Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. Akbafu.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. Only thinking this morning if I should pursue law. I don't know.
Well, maybe.
Now that it looks like there's going to be greater access and fairness, in the system.
Well,
I don't know.
What could happen, and I've seen it with other, professional bodies. Years ago, there were those who, preferred writing ACCA to ICAG. The reason was simple. And some of them had told me at the time, which is something that I probably do not think is the case, but they said at the time that, as for the CA, because it's marked here in Ghana, they set criteria, they set a target. So this number of people should pass, then they fill the rest. That's not the case. CA, people, ICAG would tell you, no, it's not the case. But there were those who actually didn't want to sit that, didn't want to do the CA. So they'll go and do ACCA, come back to Ghana, and then pay the exemptions, and then qualify. Today, if you come, you'd have to do public sector accounting and finance. But in those days, they came and they qualified. I wouldn't be surprised if years later we're told that, now these exams are too difficult. We're not able to pass. And then there will be demonstrations.
well, isn't the case? People are concerned about the quality at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
If you open it up, are we still going to get the quality we have right now?
You will get a quality. Because you see, are we saying that our universities will not teach right? They will teach right. But if you're scared of the quality, it's the same exam, isn't it? They will sit the same exam. They will write the same exam. So if they write and pass, then it means they're qualified to be lawyers. In the United Kingdom, in England, when you go there, you have universities running the BPTC, the Bar Practice Training Certificate Program. Okay, so you could enroll in universities and then write it. If you write and you pass, that's it. You're called to the English bar. Why should ours be different? And these same people, they actually go to other countries. They are called to the bar. They come to Ghana and come and do the post call. Yeah. That's what they do. That is what they do.
Interesting.
Okay. So maybe you should try. I still think that...
I'm just beginning to think the market will be saturated.
Oh, no. You can give it up. I still think that one of the things we should do, 3 years for the academic program is too long.
So how many years?
1 or 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. 1 or 2 years. Yeah. 1 or 2 years. So this morning we're going to be talking about that. The president has assented to the bill, which makes it law now. But the rent commissioner.
These rent issues.
Yeah, these rent issues. Listen to him, and I'll ask you a question about rent when you were at the university.
4 people, one paying 4,800, some paying 7,800 each by 4, and we pretend we are not aware, and people are exploiting. So do you want the girls to go to sexual work to go and add the money to it? I'm asking. Do you want the girls over there to go to sexual activity, follow men to get the money and add on to what their mother will pay them? You talk about the hostel is a shortage, and you build something on government university land, and you are exploiting, and we look unconcerned, sitting down, doing what over there? It's a shame.
There you have it.
He's not mincing words. Well, thankfully, when I was in the university, I didn't have to do the hostels. But now when I see the fees, I'm thinking, oh my God.
You were fortunate to be in the regular halls throughout.
Throughout. Okay. Just that I rotated.
The traditional halls.
The traditional.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was in level 100. So at the time, it was in, out, in. So in level 100,
I remember that as well, yeah.
Yeah, in level 100, I was in Varco Hall at the University of Cape Coast. Then in level 200, I left.
You didn't patch?
No. I left, went to a hostel, and I didn't go back again, even in level 400 when I was supposed to, go back to the halls. I didn't go back. At the time, in level 400, you have, so it's in, out, in. So in level 400, you come back.
Yeah.
But I still didn't go back.
You didn't even try the hostels?
I was still in a hostel.
Okay, you were still in a hostel.
I was at the Ghana hostels. That's what Snate built.
But I guess then it made sense, didn't it?
Well, it made sense for me.
In terms of the pricing, I mean.
Oh, well, it didn't make a lot of sense if you look at... So, when I was at the university, the traditional halls were paying 300,000 in those days. Okay, present day 30 cedis. Okay. Now, when I was at the Ghana Hostel Limited, what we used to call SNIT at the University of Cape Coast, we're paying 400. 400. Now, if you multiply, 300 by 12, by 13, you get 390. No, 3.9 million. And I was paying 4 million at the time. So, like 1,000%. Of what the traditional halls were paying. Yeah. But the amenities were good, so you liked it.
I remember those times when you were in the hostels, you felt really good.
Yeah, you felt good. So, there were those who were in what we call diaspora. Diaspora at the University of Cape Coast, Amamoma, Piosika, Kwapro, Akoto. Then we call them the diasporans. They lived there, but it was okay. I'm sure that there are many of them would probably say, yeah, it was okay. But today we see some of the prices, and you're asking why.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Okay, so this one, we're going to get into all of these here on the Super Morning Show. As always, we do the show with you. So get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS, then on WhatsApp 055-111-1997. Share your thoughts with us. Who gets the trumpet today?
Well, this morning I'm in two minds. Do we celebrate the legal education reforms or the BC candidates? Yesterday, some with their last paper.
Some with their last paper yesterday.
Yeah, the Arabic paper. So
let's celebrate the legal education and the BEC.
All right, so it's a double trumpet this morning. And so we say trumpets. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, dollar demand still high despite improved market support from the Bank of Ghana. Also coming up, Ghana expected to pass final IMF program review based on significant progress made on some critical targets. Plus, rating agency Fitch expects government to extend recent measures announced to cushion consumers from petroleum product pricing. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwal. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Kofredi on KT Radio. First up, dollar demand by businesses still high despite improved market support coming from the Bank of Ghana. We have more in the following report.
In the first week of this month, the Bank of Ghana stepped up market support under its dollar. In the first week of this month, the Bank of Ghana stepped up market support under its dollar mediation program. This saw the central bank increase its weekly support through its auction program by more than 3 times. There was the expectation that the action will help in dealing with demand pressures at the time. However, our checks last week showed serious pressures still persist. Market data even shows that the Bank of Ghana has again slowed on supply. Last week, commercial banks were looking for more than $420 million. However, the Bank of Ghana just sold $124 million. Some of these demands are coming from the mining and energy sectors of the economy. New data from the commercial banks shows from January till now, the cedi has depreciated by almost 7% against the US dollar. Our checks with the commercial banks also showed that the situation might not be normalizing anytime soon. But for some market analysts, the situation can be described as interesting. This is because demand normally picks up in the first quarter of each year and normalizes from the second quarter. Again, the Bank of Ghana has adequate reserves, so why are they not intervening?
That report starting us off to other stories now. Ghana is expected to pass a final IMF program review. This is what Joy Business has picked up from fund officials currently scrutinizing Ghana's program. The development is based on significant progress that Ghana has made when it comes to key targets set under the fund program. The visiting team is expected to end their country visit this weekend. However, they are set to go to the IMF board in August this year for program approval, while earlier former Africa Department Director at the IMF, Abebe Selassie, praised Ghana for significant progress made under the program.
We have been very happy to see the continued improvement in macroeconomic outcomes in Ghana in the last year and a half, couple of years, after the difficult crisis that the people of Ghana, of course, had gone through in 22-23. So that continued performance is really good, and it's on the back of continuing to implement the reforms that the government had identified as being important on the revenue side, addressing the challenges in the state-owned enterprises on the energy sector, clearing the path for recovery that we are seeing. Growth-wise, we hope that this can be sustained. And really, Ghana, I think it's going forward, it's really about how to make sure that the fiscal balance remains contained, and there is a continued balance between addressing development needs and avoiding that sustainability challenges.
All right, that was former Africa Department Director at the IMF, Abebe Selassie. Rating agency Fitch has revealed that government is likely to extend the recent measures announced to cushion consumers of petroleum products as prices go up. My colleague George Afe has been going through the Fitch report, joins me in studio with more. George, what's the basis of this projection, if you like, by rating agency Fitch?
But Dara, before I even get into those findings, it was just a quick background. Somewhere around April 15th or something, government came out to announce these measures to try and cushion consumers of petroleum products locally. At that time, the concern was that prices was rising on the international market, and government was looking at having this policy that kicked off on April 16th for about a month. They came in to cushion diesel consumers about 2 Ghana cedis, and those who are consuming petroleum products around 32 pesos per litre. So that is just a quick background. It was supposed to last for about a month. Now, when you go through Fitch's report, they argue that government could be worried about the impact of these rising prices on inflation. Now, Daryl, pre this announcement, oil prices was doing a little below $100 a barrel. As of today, you're doing about 104, 105, 106. And therefore, Fitch is arguing that if government still want to contain inflation, then maybe they have to continue this policy going forward.
What has government been saying, though? Do you get an indication they are going to go that way?
Daryl, it is quite difficult. Engaging government as of last week, you still get the sense that they are still monitoring development and they will look at how things go before they act. Again, government also argues that there were other policy measures that had put in place to cushion consumers, not just the prices. So let's still wait and see. It is going to end this Friday. Let's see whether government will renew it or not, Daryl.
All right, we'll wait and see. Thank you so much, George Afe. Now, some analysts in the energy sector have refuted assertions that bulk oil distributors will lose out if the Tema Oil Refinery fully restarts operations. Managing Director of TOR, Edmond Combat, recently announced that the refinery will concentrate on crude oil purchases from West Africa to refine. Some observers have suggested that the move may render bulk oil distributors redundant, but reacting to this, energy analyst and executive director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Insia, said the development would rather financially benefit bulk oil suppliers.
TORs will still operate as a trading company, where some of these BDCs will still be able to procure products from TOR within the value chain and sell to OMCs. As we speak, Sentio, Akwaba, Platon are doing the same model. They import crude oil, refine this crude oil, and then BDCs go to them to buy. So even if TOR starts operating today, I don't see how it is going to impact BDCs. And if BDCs think or have that perception that TOR's operation is likely going to affect their business operation, and for that matter, they may have some strategies to deny the state of Ghana in terms of having its own refinery operate. I think that they should stop because there's no any risk to their business. They are rather likely going to get quite affordable products to procure because the new term.
Energy analyst Benjamin is out there. Now, Finance Minister Dr. Kansila Tuforsen has revealed that all sole contract projects will be channeled through the Value for Money Office next year. The move is part of efforts to properly scrutinize these projects to aid prudent spending. Dr. Forsen says they are hoping to make some serious savings when it comes to capital expenditure.
This singular signature and assent will mean that going into the future, the Republic of Ghana and the government of Ghana will curtail public sector expenditure that has actually risen as a result of overinflation of government contracts. What we seek to do going into the future will be that we will set up the office and all single source procurement will have to go through the Office for Value for Money. In the past, the legal division of the Ministry of Finance has been the one that conducts value for money office. They did not have the requisite skills and ability to deal with value for money. And so what we've done is to properly institutionalize the value for money office.
You heard Finance Minister Dr. Chancellor Tuforsen. Now, government has announced plans to improve Ghana's exports and investments in South Africa with the setting up of a Chamber of Commerce in that country. Benjamin Ananekwashi is Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa. He spoke on PM Express, which aired last night.
We import a lot of things from South Africa, and then we get just little from them. What are we not doing right? And I believe that we've currently opened the first ever Ghana Chamber of Commerce in South Africa, where we are now going to have competition among trading partners between Ghana and South Africa. And I think that these are things that we should also look at. Once we are able to get these things right, then the South Africans who believe that there's nothing that they are gaining from us will realize that indeed there are other things that they are gaining from us, so that we can be able to balance the trade that we have between the two.
Next, Investor I and Adam Glyman, a chief executive of Global Secure Solutions, shares some tips to look out for while transacting business online or adopting mobile apps.
Internet banking and online shopping are convenient, but they come with risks. Phishing emails, fake websites, and malware can compromise your accounts. Always check for secure websites with HTTPS and avoid clicking on unsolicited links. Use unique, strong passwords for each platform and enable two-factor authentication for extra security. When investing online, verify the platform's legitimacy and regulatory compliance. By following these steps, you reduce the risk of financial loss and data breaches while enjoying the benefits and convenience of online services.
All right, before we go, let's take a look at the markets. Crude oil selling at $104.95 a barrel. Gold went down marginally, selling this morning at $4,715 an ounce. Cocoa picking up this morning, $4,709 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 11 cedis 50 pesos. That's what major commercial banks are offering clients. So euro going for 13 cedis 40 pesos. A British pound, 15 cedis 50 pesos. Forex bureaus quoting the dollar at 11 cedis 85 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues. Here's Winston.
Daryl, let me look at the dollar. 11.50. Yesterday was 11.35.
Was it?
Yeah.
Let me do a quick check.
Yes, it was 11.35.
Okay,
yes.
Let's watch it.
Why has it jumped to 11.50 like that?
Well, this morning we're reporting that dollar demand is still high, despite supply from the Bank of Ghana.
So all the guys who want to buy new cars or want to get things,
I know, right? The car dream.
Charlie, let's get into our inspirational song. Team Eternity Ghana with Your Love.
Body, always there my life. On that daily, you show me
Right, and that's your love, our inspirational song for today by Team Eternity Ghana, which means we can bring you a Drive Safe campaign. Good morning, Kojo, Akoto, Boateng.
Good morning, Teacher Kofi. How are you?
God is still taking very good care of his children.
Amen.
How about you?
I'm good. I could, could do with some 4 more hours of sleep.
Okay. Not bad. Let's get into
it.
it.
24 hours and MCO. The government must do something about it.
Nobody can do anything.
We need to change time from 24 hours to 30 hours. So that those of us on the Amrahia Road, when we spend more time in traffic, we can compensate for it and sleep. Especially those around Adam Robe. Charlie, the road is tripping them. The construction, they are not seeing top.
Let's get into our Drive Safe campaign.
Anyway, let me bring you the Drive Safe campaign. It's brought to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Superior Quality, Imperial General Assurance, solid protection, avoid all distractions, keep both eyes on the road, and hands on the steering wheel, be visible, drive with your lights on. That's how you ensure your safe arrival. You remember I praised Urban Roads for fixing a pothole around the Achimota overhead, right? So from the Fiesta side, the ramp you used to come down and join the main road to Tesano, there was a pothole there at the base of the ramp. They fixed it. About 7-8 weeks on, the pothole is reappearing. So I want to withdraw the applause I gave them. Because I don't think that you can fix something and within just 2 months, the pothole appears. And whoever was the contractor should be found, and the money paid him should be collected, and he should go back and fix it. We can't have fixes not last. And I'm not sure it's the only spot. There may be other spots that listeners have that they can share with us. So Urban Roads, I applauded you for fixing that after we mentioned it, but this morning I withdraw that applaud, go and collect our money back, or have the contractor come back and fix it properly. That's what I want to raise on the Drive Safe segment, because it makes that portion of the road unsafe for motorists.
Great, which means we can now... Okay, before that, we learn how to say it right.
Let me give you the fuel tip. Visitors and new workers should never be left without safety guidance. A simple orientation on hazards, exits, emergency contacts, and restricted areas can make a huge difference. Never assume people already know the risks. And this is a message from Comac.
Great, and let's get into Say It Right now, brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done. You say either, I say either.
So, the BEC ended yesterday, Kojo, and, before BEC, there's mock exam revision and all. So, today a bit of revision. PALM. PALM.
Okay.
Palm. The L is silent, it's not pronounced.
In every instance?
Yes.
Even in palm nut soup?
It cannot be palm nut soup.
So we say palm nut soup, not palm nut soup.
Yes, that L is not pronounced.
But when we eat palm nut soup, we lick our fingers. So we need to have the L in palm nut soup.
No,
why not?
There is no L in there. So,
but it's PALM.
Yes, I have told you that.
Finger licking palm nut soup.
I have told you that.
With Akoto.
That's why we do this, so that you just
especially the one they cut the super small and use to prepare. No?
And that's
so
on that
it's
note.
Palm, not palm.
It's palm, not palm.
Teacher Kofi.
Great, and let me tell you about Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited. They are your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices. And they've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience. That's kingdomstoreonline.com, which means you can just log on to kingdomstoreonline.com, and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and Tema, and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions have applied. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
And from growing businesses to completing that building project and supporting education of family, many Ghanaians are already doing mega things with the mega loans from SG Ghana. It's now your turn. With even lower, more competitive rates, achieving your dream is now possible With SG Ghana's mega loans promo, salaried workers of SG Ghana listed companies, pensioners, and eligible customers can access support for personal needs, family commitments, home projects, and more. And there is still time from now till July 2026. Apply and enjoy big loans at small rates and a fast hassle-free process that helps you get moving sooner. So call them on 0302-214-314 for more details about the SG Ghana Mega Loans promo today. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
Great, so let's get into the newspaper review brought to us by Syntex Tanker, Stranger, Tough, Kel Charcoal Toothpaste, Happy Smile, Star Oil Quality and Affordable Fuels for All, and Oak Plaza. Let's get into it.
The Daily Graphic, legal education procurement reforms begin. The president signed those two bills into law yesterday. WASI SC starts tomorrow with oral English. So BCE has ended, WASI is beginning. And as Global Fund wanes Ghana to fully finance vaccines, critical medicines, this according to the finance minister, and Heath Goldfields clears workers' arrears at Bogoso Pristia mine.
The Economy Times for this morning, Ghana's cocoa sector overhaul gains traction amid looming market volatility. Credit-rated debt securities to debut on Ghana's capital market soon, and Ghana's energy fund posts historic 31 million surplus.
Now, I'll take you back to the Daily Graphic again. Back page. Existing Accra-Kumasi Highway is priority as new expressway, Road Minister assures. You know, yesterday I raised this issue and he met the contractors in Bonsu yesterday and he says that the government's intention to build a new Accra-Kumasi expressway will not lead to the abandonment of the existing highway. So that's the story there. And our Greek minister inaugurates 25 solar-powered irrigation facilities in 3 regions. If you go to the National Enquirer, Mahama Cares invests 36 million Ghana cedis in specialist training, and Tema Oil Refinery eyes West African crude for recovery. Julius Debra Anes Agona Kwenyako Deba, and BOG pushes Africa's digital finance agenda. The president is also on the front page. Mahama breaks 66-year legal education monopoly and signs the reform bill, and Cocoa Board unveils new cocoa funding model.
The Daily Guide for this morning says Ghana Publishing records 16.9 million profit in 2025. Buffer stock case, Deputy AG Yokubo sing different tunes. Gift Yowari goes to Supreme Court over witness list order. And 3 killed in Konongo crash. And Juju gun protection fails man. Okay, that's it on the front page of the Daily Guide.
The Daybreak value for money office takes off in January. Finance Minister hints. NPP unveils alternative policy blueprint for Ghana. And Ashanti NPP chairmanship race. Coca confident of victory. And Tepa please hands Deputy CEO for Forestry Commission over midnight timber raid. That's the story on the front page.
Okay, which means we can go online now. The online news review brought to us by Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
My Joy Online, we won't leave any Ghanaian behind. Government begins repatriation from South Africa. Man caught in xenophobia storm in South Africa lands job offer from Ibrahim Mahama. Sad story. Midnight fire sweeps through parts of Nima Market. And NDC executives interfere in arrest and confiscation of excavators in Kobro Forest anti-Galamsey raid. Voxy driver in viral video jailed for careless driving. Remember that video we saw online? The driver has been arrested. And jealous ex-boyfriend allegedly sets rival's house ablaze at Jema. That's my hometown area. And 61 out of 185 SOEs met April 30 deadline for submitting 2025 financial statements. And NSS scandal trial moves on as court rejects bid to halt proceedings. Now, a former World Bank chief is also advising China to stop hoarding food and fertilizer. He says the Chinese should stop hoarding food and fertilizer in the face of the global issues. China should not be doing that. But what is preventing other countries to also buy food and fertilizer and store? Like, what is preventing the government of Ghana from buying the excess maize and from farmers and store? And what is preventing us to find fertilizer alternatives for our farmers to also grow food? What is preventing Nigeria from doing same, or the US itself from doing same? Why would you advise a country that has built a structure and a system that is working for them to stop what is working for them, instead of advising other countries to do stuff to work for them?
Good point.
Yeah.
Let's get to City Newsroom.
Yes, if you go to citynewsroom.com, government borrows 120 billion cedis from T-bills in first 4 months of 2026. Mahama joins African leaders at France-Africa Summit in Kenya. And banks recover strongly as deposits rise, bad loans decline, and free senior high school with resolved feeding challenges. This is Haruna Idrisu speaking. If you go to the BBC, there's an analysis on the UK Prime Minister. UK Prime Minister hangs on by a thread as the party revolts. There's a lot happening to Starmer in the UK, and people are watching.
Okay, let's get into the stories now, starting off with the Daily Graphic.
Yes, I want to start from the back page before I come to the legal education story, because this story is something that concerns a lot of us. Nana Kunedu Ajiman writes for the Daily Graphic from Bonsu that the Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwame Governs Abuja, has clarified that the government's intention to build the new Accra-Kumasi Expressway will not lead to the abandonment of the existing Accra-Kumasi Highway. He said the dualization of the existing highway project was a major priority for the government and would exist alongside the Accra-Kumasi Expressway. Speaking with contractors and consultants working on the existing Accra-Kumasi Highway at Bonsu in the eastern region, yesterday, Mr. Agboja said nobody should be afraid of the fact that because we are constructing the Accra-Kumasi Expressway, it means this road is no longer a government priority. So let everybody in the country be assured that the two projects are priorities to the government. The engagement was to allow the minister to assess the progress on the 3 bypasses being constructed along the Kumasi-Accra Highway at Osino, Enyinam, and Konongo, and how to fast-track their completion. He was accompanied by the Deputy Roads Minister Al-Hassan Suhini, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Highways Authority, and the Chief Director of Roads and Highways Ministry, among others. And he also spoke about tolling the roads. The minister said that by the ECOWAS convention that Ghana has signed up to in building an expressway, there also had to be the construction of an alternative road. And with the level of investment being injected into the expressway and the existing Accra-Kumasi Highway, Mr. Agboja said both roads would be completed on time and tolled. And according to him, by expectation, if everything goes well, we should be able to complete your outstanding works by end of 2027. So, we expect, based on this, that the Kumasi-Accra Highway, the outstanding works will be completed by 2027. That is the deadline he's given. But I wasn't there, so I've not heard a full statement. What is being done immediately to prevent the painful traffic and the bottlenecks on that road and reduce the travel time on the road? Yes, we want to give contractors money. We want them to complete in 2027. But right now, what small diversions can we construct? What other alternatives can we put in place to ensure that this painful journey of 12 hours is reduced to the regular 4, 5, 6 hours?
Good question. Let me get into the daily guide. Buffer stock case, Deputy AG Yoko Boss sing different tunes. A story by Jibril Abdurazak says the Executive Director of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Yoko Raymond Archer, and Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai appear to be singing different tunes regarding the rearrest and detention of former CEO of the National Food and Buffer Stock Company, Hanan Abdul Wahab, and his wife Faiza Seidouni, and the grant of access to their lawyers while in the Yoko custody. So Raymond Archer has confirmed that lawyers from Dami and Partners, solicitors for Abdul Wahab and his wife, were indeed at the offices of Yoko from the time the couple were rearrested following the decision by the Attorney General to drop all charges against them. He also admitted that he was not able to attend to the lawyers on all the 2 days their clients were in custody because he was busy attending to the interrogation of other suspects in different investigations, including Kofi Juma, PDS, and Cocoa Board cases. Now, this admission sharply contradicts claims by Deputy Attorney General Justice Sremsai that, contrary to the allegations by the former Attorney General Godfrey Adami, the lawyers for Hanan and his wife were not denied access to their clients during the period of the arrest and detention by Iyoko, as they failed to show up at the Iyoko to attend to their client, but rather reported to media interviews.
this is a big issue. And I've also seen a list of the issues that Oral was dealing with. Where are we with SML, for example? and all the big cases that were put in the public domain. What are we doing with them? Anyway, Kofi, 509,862 students are sitting for this year's WASI for school candidates. Yes, it's beginning tomorrow, according to the Daily Graphic. It says final year senior high school students from Ghana officially rejoin their West African counterparts tomorrow to write the May-June West Africa Senior High School certificate examination for school candidates, beginning with the oral English. And 509, 500,000 Ghanaian youth are sitting for this exam. They comprise 225,000 males and 284,000 females. And the 2026 version began with the practical sessions and project work for visual arts and home economics, among others. When we wrote the exam, I think we were about 250,000. Now it's 500,000 students writing WASI. 500,000 students will be looking for opportunities in tertiary education. Those who don't get the opportunity, other forms of education, apprenticeships, jobs, and all those things. Minister of Labor, Minister of Finance, Minister of Education. Which other ministry, po? Ministry of Trade too, and Agric. What are comprehensive plans for this 500,000 people we are going to throw into the system in the next 1 month?
The thing is that when an economy expands, it's able to absorb a lot of people. We must begin to understand that, look, for some, and you know, if you learn a trade, if you go into apprenticeship, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, we're made to believe that, the best way to make it was to go to school. My guy, people have gone to school, they've read all the degrees. Okay?
Still,
they're looking for a job. No. So, yes, it's important we do things differently. So, if we want to, not all of these people can get into tertiary institutions. And I do not think that we must be building more tertiary institutions just to accommodate growing numbers. Yes, it's good we build new ones, but we must also begin to develop the economy in a way that people would leave and then get a job. Because some of these people, if they were to travel outside this country, they'll get jobs. Nobody would ask them, your qualification.
With a WASI?
Yes, to get jobs.
What type of jobs?
Okay. The jobs that the graduates have been going to do outside the country, which require no certificates.
The car wash.
People.
The warehouse jobs.
So you see, when we grow the economy, when people do
but the
these...
economy has grown. Ghana now, eighth largest economy as GDP tops 114 billion.
You see?
Is that not growth?
You see, the economy is what you feel in your pocket.
So this is what we see on paper.
I am saying that the economy is what you feel in your pocket. That's my belief.
So this 114 billion, what is it?
These things are good. The fact that you're growing. So now, the economy is grown, everything. Oh, good. The macroeconomic. No, fine. Because that would actually influence the decisions that government will take. And those decisions would affect you. But I say the best way of measuring an economy for me is how I feel in my pocket. The macroeconomic indicators should translate into my pocket. If it doesn't...
Is the pocket too dry?
If it doesn't, then it means there's a problem somewhere. And I'm saying that we must begin to look at all of these things. If we think that, we need to build more factories, that's how you develop.
Yeah.
Look, I'll end on this note. In the 1950s, late 50s into 60s, when we gained independence, the reason a lot of our parents, when they finished school, went to work, there were jobs.
Yep.
And so when you finish your Form 5 leaver or middle school, you have your middle school certificate, you are a clerk somewhere.
GNTC, PBC. But talking about PBC, for example, Produce Buying Company.
Let me get into other stories.
And other companies that...
Kojo, let me get into other stories. We'll come back to these things. Gifty Owari goes to the Supreme Court over witness list order. So a former Deputy Director General of the National Service Authority, Gifty Oware-Mensah, has intensified her fight against the order by High Court in Accra to file her list of names and addresses of potential witnesses she will be calling when the time arises. Now, she's filed an application at the Supreme Court seeking to stay her trial before the High Court pending the determination of a writ she filed seeking interpretation of Article 19(2)(c) and 10 vis-a-vis the practice direction on disclosures in criminal trial pursuant to which the High Court made its order. That notwithstanding, the trial court presided over by Justice Audrey Kokuvite has declined to pause the trial pending the determination of the application. And sad one here, SHS student electrocuted during rainstorm. A 17-year-old final year student of Asanteman Senior High School has reportedly been electrocuted while using his mobile phone during a rainstorm at Meduma in the Kwabre East district of Ashanti. The deceased, identified only as Harrison, is said to have returned home from school and plugged his mobile phone into a charger before the incident occurred.
Now, legal education procurement reforms begin. Story says the President John Dramani Mahama has signed the legal education reform bill into law, bringing an end to the 66-year-old monopoly of the Ghana School of Law over professional legal education in the country. He also signed the Value for Money Office bill into law, a move the government says will fundamentally transform public procurement and rein in the rising cost of public sector contracts. Now, Winston, talking about job creation, 61 SOEs out of 185 met the April deadline for submitting 2025 financial statements. I wish to know how our SOEs are growing. We'll go to SIGA for the reports to share with listeners later.
Great. And the Economic Times says that a newly released Ghana's Energy Fund posts historic 31 million surplus. So a newly released financial audit of the Energy Fund has reviewed a dramatic turnaround in its fiscal health, with the fund recording a surplus of 31.24 million for 2025 financial year. It means we can bring you the BBC News now. It's brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
We'll be looking at the multi-billion-dollar toy industry. We'll ask why backing the right movie, YouTube show or social media trend can affect your bottom line. We'll also hear about the challenges of making products based on surprise hits.
People Fixing the World is next. This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Coming up after the BBC News, it's People Fixing the World. And today,
I want my granddaughter to be able to say, my grandmother stood up for this. She fought to leave us a better world.
we'll travel to the South American country of Chile to meet locals who are passionate about protecting their swampy fields.
It took patience and determination to show we deserve to turn one of the city's biggest dumping grounds into a place we can enjoy.
Join me as we learn about the wonderful ways wetlands are helping people in Chile. Grab your boots and get ready to squelch around looking for solutions on swampy land here on People Fixing the World with me, Myra Anubi, right after the BBC News.
I'm Debbie Russ with the BBC News. Keir Starmer's future as Britain's Prime Minister is hanging in the balance following disastrous election results for his party last week. More than 70 Labour members of Parliament have called for him to stand down. Several senior ministers have also urged him to set a timetable for his resignation ahead of a cabinet meeting that's due to begin shortly.
On the one hand, there are those in the Labour Party who think, look, Sir Keir Starmer's position is utterly unrecoverable. You cannot be this come back from being this unpopular. Whereas the other camp, if I could put it this sort of crudely, of two camps, just thinks that, look what happened. There have been 5 prime ministers. If you went back to 2016, we've had 6 prime ministers. They argued, do we really want to have 7 prime ministers in 10 years? How would that look to the public? That would smack of the sort of chaos and division and drama that Keir Starmer and Labour promised to do away with.
Israel's parliament has approved a law to set up special military trials for Palestinians accused of taking part in the deadly Hamas-led attack in October 23. The tribunal will be able to sentence those convicted to death. Human rights groups say the special procedures will remove the right to a fair trial. Iran has stated its armed forces are ready to respond to any renewed aggression after President Trump claimed the current ceasefire was on life support. The parliamentary speaker, Mohammad Ghalibaf, said Iran was prepared for all eventualities and could spring surprises. Earlier, Mr. Trump dismissed Tehran's latest peace proposals as garbage and affirmed he was still aiming for complete victory. Caroline Davis reports.
As it's gone on and we've had increased scorn being poured on this proposal by the US president, it suggests that things are really deteriorating at the moment between the two sides. The big question, of course, is whether they still have anything that they feel that they can continue to negotiate, whether those negotiations are going on behind the scenes. But at the moment, it seems like both are talking about escalation. And the question is, what does happen next?
The United Nations say more than 400 civilians have been killed in Afghanistan since October in its cross-border conflict with Pakistan, and that the majority of the deaths occurred in a single Pakistani airstrike in March when a drug rehabilitation centre in Kabul was hit. Yogita Maya reports.
The airstrike ripped through parts of the 2,000-bed Omid Rehabilitation Centre. Fires that blazed for hours after gutted the facility. Omid opened a decade ago, back in 2016, at an abandoned NATO base, well before the Taliban seized power in this country. It was really well known, covered by domestic and international media outlets. Its bombing is the deadliest mass casualty incident in Afghanistan in recent decades.
BBC News. The last passengers and crew members to be evacuated from the hantavirus-struck cruise ship have landed in the Netherlands. 2 planes took around 28 people from the Spanish island of Tenerife to the Dutch city of Eindhoven. They'll be quarantined in the Netherlands before returning home. 14 people are missing after a boat carrying undocumented migrants sank off Malaysia's west coast. Local fishermen found survivors of the disaster floating in the sea off Pancor Island early on Monday. 23 people were rescued. The top prosecutor in the US state of Texas is suing Netflix, accusing the streaming platform of spying on Texans and collecting users' data without their knowledge or consent. In his lawsuit, Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton said the company earned billions of dollars every year from secretly selling consumer data to advertisers. Nick Marsh has more details.
The reason this is quite interesting is because for a long time, Netflix said, no, we're not like the other big, tech companies like, Meta or Alphabet, YouTube and things like that who collect your data and sell them on and hit you with advertising. Netflix says we don't need that. And for a long time, there wasn't advertising. However, now there is targeted advertising, and that is the allegation that Ken Paxton is bringing in this lawsuit. He's also saying that the way the platform's designed, when you finish an episode, it immediately takes you onto that next episode. That's deliberately addictive. That's keeping children hooked for long periods of time.
New Zealand's government has announced it intends to amend the law so that companies can't be sued over climate change damage or harm caused by greenhouse gas emissions. The Justice Minister said the move was necessary to prevent uncertainty in business confidence. The change will stop a high-profile case brought by the Indigenous Maori climate activist Michael Smith against major New Zealand dairy companies.
People fixing. Last year was the first. This year we go bigger.
2.0, Charlie.
Accra, get ready. From the 28th to the 31st of May 2026, the ultimate auto and homes fair lands once again at Good Park, Accra Mall. Looking for a new car?
Push to start.
Your dream home.
Home sweet home.
Or the latest home appliances to spruce up your space.
Soft life vibe.
This is your one-stop shop for the best mortgage deals, expert advice, and unbeatable offers from our auto, real estate, and home appliances partners. Don't just dream it. Come to Good Park from the 28th to the 31st of May 2026 and own something special.
Save the date.
Wheels and Homes Fair is powered by Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I day aside, Fidelity.
In Tanzania, we say Karibu, welcome aboard. Looking for unbeatable fares to Tanzania and the world? Air Tanzania now offers direct flights from Accra. Fly with us to Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar, Kilimanjaro, China, Guangzhou, India, Mumbai, Dubai, South Africa, and beyond. Call us on 0246 567 898 and 0542 815 087 or visit our office at Kotoka International Airport, adjacent Airport Post Office. Air Tanzania, the wings of Kilimanjaro.
Buy any promo pack of Gino tomato mix, Gino pepper and onion, or Gino jollof tomato mix. Cut open the sachet, find the code inside, text the code free of charge to *844 *99#. There's over 2.5 million Ghana cedis in airtime to be won, plus amazing appliances and the grand rewards: a brand new car and an all expenses paid trip to a dream destination. This advert is FDA approved. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
From the heart of Africa we stand, building dreams across the land. Every step we dey your side, helping you rise, taking you higher. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOA make your future glow. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOA make your future glow. BOA, we go there for you night and day. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher.
Syntax Tango! Syntax, hey, you're tough, hey, you're strong. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Syntax, hey, you're tough, hey, you're strong. Oh, gonna shout, sing the song. When the sun they hot, Syntax no break. When the rain they fall, still no shake. Builders they choose and plumbers they prove. Any project you they start.
Hello, my fellow Ghanaians. Presenting to you the authentic firefighter, San Cablo Cables. These days, we hear less of fire outbreaks because San Cablo Cables, they guard for every Ghanaian. From the building contractor to the electrical engineer, San Cablo electrical cables are their best choice. Proudly made in Ghana, San Cablo deals in electrical cables, PVC pipes, sockets, and switches of all kinds with 99.99 pure copper. My fellow Ghanaians, if light won't travel, now San Cablo be the motto. San Cablo cables are carefully built in different shades of colors to suit the needs of Ghanaians and our weather condition. Always remember to use San Cablo quality electrical cables and accessories for your wiring. For bulk purchase of your PVC pipes, socket, switches, electrical cables, please contact 0530-774-774. San Cablo from Side Go House. Now we be the plug. Approved by the Ghana Standard Authorities.
My mommy can stop any fight with her eyes. My mommy knows all the cartoon songs. My mommy can hear whispers and secrets. My mommy can cook everything. And my favorite is long, non-sticky, yummy spaghetti with butter and chicken and... now I'm hungry. Hey, me too. We haven't eaten all.
Kids who want some spaghetti.
Wow, how did she know? That's my mom. She always comes through.
Always delicious, always non-sticky. Contains vitamin A, zinc, iron, and always comes through. First Choice Premium Spaghetti. Yeah, fine. Now available in shops nationwide. This advert is FDA approved.
Enjoy homemade taste of shito always with Didi Shito. Made with carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants.
Preservative just helps us spice. That's how we taste. Spicy we eat.
Didi Shito, if you do need. advert is FDA approved.
I'm a resident of Diamond Jubilee Hall, which is a public hostel in the University of Ghana. The cost of accommodation per year is over 16,000 Ghana cedis for a 2-in-1 room and suite. That is 2 people in separate rooms sharing the same washroom. This amount is quite expensive for student accommodation and does not leave much to spend on other needs.
I live at Medina. I pay 450 cedis as rent for a month, and then I earn not more than 1,000 cedis as my allowance per a month. But the last question, I would say no, because living in a city like Accra and spending almost half of your allowance on rent is very expensive, because in a month you have to pay for other utilities and even transportation and feeding.
I live around Medina, a rolling circle, and then my rent is for 550 cedis per month. And to say honestly, if I should figure out my rent from my pay that I get, which is, I'm not fully employed, I'm just a national service NEVA on a contract job, so you can just imagine how much I earn. I cannot disclose how much I really earn a month, but then after taking my rent and then my expenses and everything, I barely have something to save, which is, is not a good thing. But then there's nothing we can do about it. So.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Mascatella, Mirinda, Oni. If anyone needed this song, no. This is Mari Pepe, Sara, Ara, Bepu. Itasiwa Kona can be bitchy and me. If I'm a ripa, baby. The American, me person, me chirese. One another penny. Oh, how I am yeah. Anoka, me who no me a machine. Way, Oba Bendy. Me da Kokuduro Kobusanidi. Mani Manose, your friend, Nanama. Famiko, Namiko, where you feel. Me better me be some mammy, say a corner, say me go home, mammy, I make us baby, you're a wound on now, be Fize, or we dance well. One another paper, yes, me share. Osubane Monia, I'm passing, Obima, Obitray, me person, Obisa, mammy said, Eba Baba, baby, yes, me share. Osubane Monia, I'm passing, Obima, Obitray, me person, Obisa, mammy said, Eba Baba, baby, yes. Adi chin chin, arani madi. Misisi yani na kami dream out. Isoba wafa fu what is a yeri. No kadi ajisika crab ya batan. Sayere, oni pani mumuna ting. Yana nanu kasa yemu oduo. Apasi ya kase manchinya. Sana ejane bechuiti. DJ jami uwanka matumi uwanku. Misinka matumi uwanku. Aware money dede mi shia biem. Adishia me makarara se. Yafa uwafe kwa wawie. Nesu wabembi ama beshia nono. Awafeni subani ya wafano kwa. Usiye se no una se wafi ready ya. Uwe isani ele nuweni. Emi resi yobetu tu wakono wali ya wafiti krotana no waje fie fie. Oro bi dance wow. Wana nani babeni. Sami rap. Osubane Monia, I'm passing. Obima, Obitray, me person. Obisa, mammy said, Eba Baba, baby. so metu wabu wawati. Mana buremi dati. Anu patene mi kanyi na bemoa. Kwaje matini di damiche. Pise. Nyakupu wache madio. Ewo mi wi asi ya mi bayi. Semi hwe. Osubani woniya. Apasan. Obirima obitre.
And that's Dasibra Jamina. There was a time he won an award at the Ghana Music Awards, and Kofi Wayo was the one presenting the award.
Wayo? Where is Kofi Wayo?
He's around. Hey. And he said, and the winner is Dasibri Jamena. Oh, Dasibri. May his soul continue to rest in peace. There was a debate on social media some time ago between him and Daddy Lumba. Who had the best lyrics?
Oh, this is not a debate to be had.
Well. It was a huge debate. And I haven't paid attention to his lyrics, so there was no way I was going to take part in that debate, even though I felt that, Charlie. When it comes to the lyrics, the Daddy Lumba is out there.
Dasibre and his age mates. So Frank Mensah, Michael Jamina, Nana Kwame, those guys, they also delivered. They delivered. But that's Dasibre Daddy Lumba debate there. It's not something I would want to encourage. They were two unique individuals who served humanity with good music.
Great.
And then there's also Kofi B, the late Kofi B.
Yes.
Oh, Charlie, Kofi B.
Yeah, they served humanity with good music. It's now our time to serve you with discussions about Ghana. And today, we're interested in rent. So we're starting our conversation with this here on the Super Morning Show.
4 people, one paying 4,800, some paying 7,800 each by 4, and we pretend we are not aware, and people are exploiting. So do you want the girls to go to sexual work to go and add the money to it? I'm asking. Do you want the girls over there to go to sexual activity, follow men to get the money and add on to what their mother will pay them? You talk about the hostel is a shortage, and you build something on government university land, and you are exploiting, and we look unconcerned, sitting down, doing what over there? It's a shame.
This point about hostels on university campus, and it talks about government land, and we sit down unconcerned. What I know is that some of these facilities are built, and after a number of years, they are handed back to the university. Now, it will be important, for instance, as they're building, we know how much they are spending, Kojo, how much they are likely to charge. Because at every point, we should all know, for instance, we should know that if you're building this, hostel, it costs you this much. And in costing you, as part of your plan, as part of your discussions with the university authorities, this is what it's going to cost me. This is what I'm likely to charge over the period. And that's how I'm going to recoup my money over a 20 or 30-year period, and I'll hand it over to you. So that's what I think should be done. If it's not being done, and, they're just charging, then there's a problem. Because, some of the, prices, some of the rent, too high. I mean, even those of us who are working may not be able to pay that. How much more? How about students? So this one says, good morning, team. I want to add my voice to the exploitation of parents by these hostels. My son is in Ivandi Hostel, and he pays 7,800 cedis for 4 in a room. After paying this amount, you're asked to pay 300 cedis extra for registration before you can access the room. Why? And this is Ishmael in Ada. 7,800. The only thing, and look, I like it if, say, SNIT puts up a hostel, at a university. How about SNIT building that hostel and charging a little above, the traditional hall?
If they charge that little above the traditional halls, would they make enough money to pay pensioners?
They should
and
be able
meet
to.
Their obligations.
They should be able to. They should. They should. They should, because, and that's what I'm saying. Look, let's have this conversation. Part of the problem is that most of the time, when we're doing these things, they're done secretly. Oh, we've put up a hostel, that's the end. No. let's know how much that hostel is costing, how much you are investing, and how much you intend. So, Kojo, you build houses. At every point that you're going to build, you know how much it will cost you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you know how much it's going to cost you, then we'll do the modeling and say, okay, over this period, I mean, at a rate of, say, of interest of this amount, this is how much it's going to cost us over this period. So if I build, say, 4,000 bed capacity at, for purposes of analysis, 20 million. It's a purpose for analysis, 20 million. Or let's even say 100 million. And I have, 4,000 beds. So 4,000 students. And I charge, 4,000 cities. At some point in time, you charge them and tell them to pay their own electricity bills. I don't see why, when we're in school, we're consuming electricity anyhow, and the hostels were paying. But you can actually tell them to pay for their own electricity and water bills.
Yeah.
That's it. Go in there. So if you have 4,000 bed and you charge in a year 4,000, that is 16 million. Okay? In 6-7 years, you're hitting 100 million. In 30 years, you probably would get 300 million, 400 million. You do the modeling. And there you go.
Yeah.
So let's do the modeling. Let's understand these things. Okay, and there are times that I've always talked about the UPSA model of doing things, where they go for a loan, put up structures, and they use their fees to pay. If you go to UPSA, you've seen the Twin Towers. Okay, that's a loan they went for.
And how much is UPSA charging?
UPSA
for the hostels, they've taken loans.
That I know the school fees, for instance, and that's why UPSA would direct you to certain banks. You go there and you pay, because they also have done their own modeling and they realize that, okay, if they admit this number of students, because the lecturers will be paid by the state, the workers, they are paid by the state. If they admit this number of students over this number of years, they'll be able to settle their debt. Because, to be very honest with you, and people are sending messages, this one says 2 in a room at what Ivandi is 12,000, and you buy electricity.
Okay.
Ordinarily, if I were to put on my private sector hat, I would say, oh, well, that's a choice you have to make. But no. Sometimes, this is a public university. You're putting up that structure on the university land, and after a number of years, it would get back to the university.
Is the land given to the developers for free? Or the developers incur cost of land lease? These are all questions I'm asking, because I'm asking these questions to establish whether these costs are really too much or they are the fair market prices. All right, I'm asking these. And I'm asking these because sometimes when these conversations are had, we don't have them in a certain context. That's why mathematics is always important. We should sit down and really look at the cost of putting up these structures, the financing, maintenance, and everything. And we should also not forget that a hostel is not like your home. A hostel is a building that has high occupancy and high use. So you have a lot of breakages and a lot of maintenance that have to be done consistently. So let's have this conversation. I cannot, if my 3 boys decide to go to uni, I cannot afford to pay 12,000 cedis per child unless I go and steal money. So it's not that I'm happy with the charges, but let's have a conversation about the cost of these projects and what we can as a people to bring down costs, build functional accommodation for our students in the various universities and senior high schools, and figure out how to actually make this work. Because a typical person who wants to build, and QSs listening, quantity surveyors listening, estimators should share some of their average costs, right? I would want to estimate that it will cost you about $500 per square meter if you are building a hostel like Ivandi. I don't know the footprint of Ivandi, but we can go on Google Maps and measure and do some estimation. And you'd know that it will cost you millions of dollars to put that up. If the businessman building that doesn't have money, he'll go to our banks. What's the interest rates the banks are offering? Are they even offering interest rates with moratoriums? Because if you are going to build a hostel, it's also supposed to be seen as contributing to the public good because you are providing accommodation for human capital development, right? So will you be given, say, a 2-year moratorium and not pay anything on getting that loan to put up that structure? Because it will take you about 2 years to finish a structure like that if you have all the funding. And what interest rates applies? What other running costs apply? Let's have this conversation. Ghana Institution of Engineers, this is at your doorstep. Ghana Institute of Architects, this is at your doorstep. Ghana Institute of Surveyors, this is at your doorstep. Let's have a conversation about construction costs. Let's have a conversation about standards. I'll give you an example. The Ghana Health Service in 2016 engaged consultants to give them a modular structure for our hospitals. So from the community hospital to polyclinic to district hospitals to regional hospitals, right? So this structure is there, and we've established a baseline cost. And so when it comes to conversations with that, we should always be able to get something. Even the hostels we are building, those that are PPPs, what modular design are we using? What standard design are we using? If we standardize some of these things, we could actually, Ghana, no, everybody wakes up and do their own thing. And in this, everybody waking up and doing their own thing, I'm talking about the projects that have public interest. A private person waking up to build their hostel per their design is their business. But if you want to provide public infrastructure that solves our problems, what strategy do we even have as a country? So it's not just about screaming that hostel prices are too high. How do we solve that problem?
Great. How do we solve that problem? Let's get interactive this morning here on the Super Morning Show. Join us on X, use the hashtag JoySMS. Then on WhatsApp, 055-1111-997. But Bank of Africa invites you to reactivate your dormant account today. Discover the refreshed range of products and services from the enhanced SME support facility to the convenience of a USD debit card, credit card, and much more. Updating your account is easy. Simply visit any Bank of Africa branch with your Ghana card. For any assistance, call Bank of Africa on 0302 429 333 or 0302 249 690. Bank of Africa, strong as a group,
as close as a partner. And let's talk water tanks. Do you know the secret to real water storage? It's simple. If your tank that doesn't have the tortoise on it, then it's not the correct tank. That's Syntex tank. Syntex tank is the correct one. It's the champion of water tanks. So call them on 0244335168 to buy now, or find one of their 400 agents nationwide. You can also shop online at syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, strong, tough.
So the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana is pleased to announce its 2026 Annual Accountants Week celebration, which is an important occasion dedicated to recognizing and celebrating the contributions, impact, and achievements of the accountancy profession. Now, the week-long celebration is scheduled to take place from Friday, the 15th of May to Friday, the 22nd of May, under the theme Building Strong and Sustainable Economies, Standards, Integrity, and Accountability. Now, a vibrant lineup of exciting and meaningful activities have been put together to celebrate the occasion, each one designed to inspire excellence, champion ethical practice, and highlight the vital role accountants play in driving both national and global development. For inquiries, visit icagh.org or call 0243 551 788. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok at ICAGH1 for more updates. Sponsors Deloitte Enterprise Group, PwC, Caseware GAB Health Insurance, EY, Mazars Graphic Business, KPMG Securities and Exchange Commission, Built Africa Backpress, National Communications Authority, Media Partners, Graphic Communication Group, and the Multimedia Group.
Now, Casapreco PLC has announced a share offer in connection with this listing on the Ghana Stock Exchange. Individuals and corporations can now own shares for 1.2 Ghana cedis each. The minimum initial investment is 2,000 shares for 2,400 cedis, with additional shares available in increments of 1,200 Ghana cedis. Details of the offer, including the terms, are contained in the offer prospectus, which is available from casapreco.com and licensed stockbrokers. The offer is scheduled to close on Monday, 1st June 2026, subject to the terms set out in the prospectus. And this announcement is for information purposes only and does not constitute investment advice. Casapreco, a step beyond excellence.
Great. Look, it's time to test your World Cup knowledge with Kia Ghana, okay? It's time to test your World Cup knowledge with Kia Ghana. Now, Kia Ghana, you now would call in and answer questions on the FIFA World Cup and Kia, and you could be one of our weekly winners and the ultimate winner of a full trip to the USA or Canada to watch the Black Stars live in Boston, Toronto, or Philadelphia. Each week, one lucky caller qualifies to become a finalist for the ultimate prize. Now, there are lots of Kia-branded souvenirs and goodies to be won just by calling. So don't miss out calling. Play and win with Kia Ghana. Visit Kia Ghana's website and social media platforms as you prepare for the questions. Callers must be eligible for traveling visa to the USA and Canada. Terms and conditions apply. Kia, movement that inspires.
And if you get your Kia, then you fill it with Total Excellium. What you say? You just walk out with Total Excellium. It's a fuel that has incredible benefits. And look, the new formula is additive enriched. It has powerful 3-in-1 action. It cleans your engine, it extends its life, and it lowers your fuel consumption. It also lowers your CO2 emissions as well. And you drive with the Excellium. Experience the difference with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Now, hurry for Marif International School entrance exams, which is now here. Grab the golden opportunity to become a member of Marif International School. Participate in the Maggie Scholarship Exam for grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the final date for registration is on the 15th of May 2026. Date for the exam is 16th May 2026. Call or WhatsApp us on 0205234324. For more information, you can also visit the school premises or send us an email at Ghana@Marif School, Marif spelled MAARIF, marifschool.org. Marif International School Ghana pray and wishes you a phenomenal success in the entry test. Hashtag Magis 2026.
Now, if you're an electrician, an estate developer, a contractor, or a dealer in electrical cables and accessories looking for premium quality materials for your homes and projects, whether residential, commercial, whether you are building a hostel, yes, you have to talk to San Cablo. They've got you. When it comes to strong, durable, and fire-resistant electrical cables and accessories, trust San Cablo. They are proudly made in Ghana with 99.99% pure copper and certified and approved by the Ghana Standards Authority and Energy Commission. From house wiring to big projects, we get all the sizes and colors ready for you from San Cablo. Flexible cables, switches, sockets, multi, lamp holders, and many more. No dulling, no shortcuts, just pure quality you can rely on. Everything complete. And so ask for San Cablo cables and accessories at all leading electrical shops nationwide. And if you want to buy in bulk, you call 024-337-4034, 024-467-8015. San Cablo, Lights in Africa. San Cablo from Side Grow House. Now we be the plug.
Hello, beautiful customers. You know, at Omni Basic Bank, your security is our priority. So before engaging in any financial offer or investment opportunity, please take a moment to confirm through our official channels. Remember, Omni Basic Bank will never request for your PIN, password, card details, OTP, or any confidential information via phone calls, SMS, email, or social media. Always rely on our verified communication channels and avoid sharing sensitive information with unverified sources. For assistance, please call our 24/7 contact center on 0307 086 or 0800 100 790 and then 0302 758 555. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank.
Yes, Omni Basic Bank is not just another bank. This is still the Super Morning Show.
Right.
Winston is here. I'm also here.
Kojo, when we return after these messages, I see lots of your messages about financing costs. That's why I used SNIT for purposes of analysis.
Yes.
We'll be right back with sports and birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show.
Charlie, dream I'm nice. I get some serious meeting.
Allah, motion. But Charlie, no credit today.
Oh, but you? Relax. Momo day.
Hey, what funny.
Yes, so I borrow small, sort myself out, I pay back. We move. Spoil day. Ah, Charlie, you sure say you dey pay back? Yes, so that anytime somebody else they need them, Momo day. Be like I for can't borrow some more. Hey, you this boy. Don't go there and disgrace yourself. Allah motion.
Responsible borrowing be the real Flexo for today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. Borrow, sort them, pay back. Momo Day.
For 130 years, Standard Chartered has been there for Ghana and for you, supporting your financial aspirations and driving your business ambitions, opening doors to new possibilities, turning small dreams into big realities, and bringing banking to the palm of your hands. For 130 years, we have been there, empowering the next generation to soar higher. And as always, we believe we can achieve even more together. This year, as we celebrate 130 years of operations in Ghana, we look into the future with you because we are bringing 130 years of expertise to power your wealth and business ambitions, 130 years of heritage to power your aspirations. Let's partner for progress. Standard Chartered, here for good.
My mommy can stop any fight with her eyes. My mommy knows all the cartoon songs. My mommy can hear whispers and secrets. My mommy can cook everything. And my favorite is long, non-sticky, yummy spaghetti with butter and chicken and... now I'm hungry though. Hey, me too. We haven't eaten all.
Kids who want some spaghetti.
Wow, how did she know? That's my mom. She always comes through.
Always delicious, always non-sticky. Contains vitamin A, zinc, iron, and always comes through. First Choice Premium Spaghetti. Yeah, fine. Now available in shops nationwide. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. Time now for birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, BOPay from Bank of Africa offers a hassle-free solution for fee collection and other payments. Call us or chat Fafa at boaghana.com for details. Bank of Africa, strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
And let's see whose birthday it is today. Now, this one says... happy birthday to you, Nanaya Williams of Ghana Reinsurance. As you celebrate your birthday, I pray for grace, for the journey ahead, and wisdom through every season. 8 years later, I still acknowledge the journey shared, wishing you peace, clarity, and a meaningful year ahead from your husband, Pa Kwesi. And this one says, happy birthday to my boss, Engineer Nee Lamte, Principal Revenue Officer who doubles as Transport Officer for the Ghana Revenue Authority. May the good Lord bless you and grant you long life and good health. Regards, Mrs. Sandra Lamte, kids, and Nana Harden. Happy birthday to Thaddeus Sori, and also happy birthday to Edwin Amoah, Project Coordinator of the Ghana Digital Acceleration Program, GDAP, from MFR PAU. And this one says, happy birthday to Benedicta Usua Udru, who's with the Public Affairs Department of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, from all your friends and loved ones who say they wish you all the best.
And belated happy birthday to Marian Adjoa Kisiwa, from myself, from the Fage team, from Davis, from Rosswood. We say a belated happy birthday to you, and a special one going out to Dr. Zoe Adjoa Boateng of Uracare Spring. God bless you and establish you in His purpose for your life, and we pray the Holy Spirit guide you and uphold you with His right hand. Yes, God bless you plenty. And special one also going out to Dr. Glover of the Moore Clinic, dentist. Papa, good morning.
Great. Today is the birthday of the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. So happy birthday to you, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, from all of us here at the Multimedia Group, including your son, George Wiafi, which means we can bring you the Sports Center, brought to us by
MTN.
Switch to MTN's eSIM. Download my MTN app to go SIMless today. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. Yomi Yogurt, a nourishing choice, and DSTV, your home of entertainment.
And the girls are streaming the latest Netflix series. That special playlist is rolling on your Spotify. That is on his usual Teams video calls. Uploads are uploading, downloads are downloading, and not a single person says, my data is finished. That's the power MTN Fiber gives you. Unlimited internet for endless streaming, endless connection, endless everything for your home. Now you get to enjoy a special range of unlimited fiber internet packages. Whether you are a new or existing customer, just log into the My MTN app now and tap broadband or dial star 5057 hash to get your preferred unlimited MTN fiber package. MTN, everywhere you go.
And for 130 years, Standard Chartered has been more than a bank. They've been a partner in progress, from helping establish Ghana's financial system to building businesses and connecting them to the world, from helping generations grow and protect their wealth to powering innovation and helping communities thrive. Today, we stand on 130 years of heritage to power your ambitions and unlock opportunities. 130 years of expertise to drive cross-border connections that move businesses forward, support your financial and wealth aspirations, and to sustainably impact communities. As always, we believe we can achieve more by partnering together. Standard Chartered, here for good. Thank you, Tahiru. Thank you.
Hi, Winston, Amoah, how you doing?
God is still taking care of his children.
Yes, indeed. And good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentuo Tahiru Fentuo. We begin from the University of Ghana Stadium. That's where the opening ceremony of the 2026 African Senior Athletics Championships took place yesterday. Yes, that was Stoneboy performing last night. Edem as well also performed with lots of cultural displays at the opening ceremony that attracted various dignitaries across the world and officially paved the way for competition to kick off this morning. There's more of what transpired. I will try and bring you that report a little later. Of course, speaking at the ceremony, there were quite a number of people. Sebastian Coe, he spoke there, as well as the Ghana Athletics President and Chief of Staff of the Ghana Presidency. He also spoke. We'll bring you those voices as well as so many other reactions from this particular story from last night. But we can talk football now. That's where Ghana on Saturday marked the 25th anniversary of the May 9 stadium disaster in Kumasi and Accra, Africa's deadliest stadium disaster, which claimed over 126 lives and left many others paralyzed in 2001 during a Ghana Premier League match at the Accra Sports Stadium between Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. A quarter century on, the commemoration remains focused on remembrance, reflection, and solidarity among victims, families, and all those affected. And one man that has continued to pay tribute to the victims of that May 9 disaster through the May 9 Foundation is Herbert Mensah, former chairman of Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
And we take pride in keeping in touch with those people. But May 9th now stands for much more than that. And the fact that it is celebrated every year means that we've made an impact. It means that Ghanaians can look at themselves, understand that we are brothers first and foremost, sisters first and foremost. We must be able to work together rather than one bigger goal. Whether it is lessons have been learned, it is for you to judge. Whether it is the edicts of the commission that was set up are being followed properly, it is for you to look at and judge, not for myself. All I can say is that we need to take sports to another level.
That's Herbert Mensah, May 9 Foundation president. Now moving on, former Ghana coach Otuado will be at the World Cup after all. He's been named in FIFA's technical study group for the FIFA World Cup 2026. The group will provide tactical analysis and performance insights throughout all 104 matches. The panel includes global football figures led by Arsene Wenger, the former Arsenal manager. So Otuado is on his way to the FIFA World Cup. Now, let's get back to our athletic stories then, shall we? Because yesterday, the opening ceremony of the African Athletics Championships took place at the University of Ghana Stadium. And as I indicated, here is more of what transpired last night.
It was a really beautiful ceremony that culminated with the parade of athletes from more than 50 African countries here for this 6-day competition beginning Tuesday. A lot of very interesting speeches. The sports minister spoke about the importance of making events like this, landmark competitions that spark investment in the sport of athletics. And of course, the chief of staff who represented the president welcomed the entire continent and expressed excitement about the quality of the competition that could happen here in the next few days. Certainly, the crowd tonight wasn't as big as anybody would have expected, but organizers believe and think that that crowd will get better as competition starts to build on Tuesday. Expectations are very high for Team Ghana. They emerge out to the loudest cheers led by Captain Joseph Paul Amoah, who is expected them to lead them to gold in the 4x100 meter relay. A couple of really big African athletes are also here as well. Zimbabwe have brought 2 Olympians from Paris 2024 who made the 200 meter final, and they're expected to be big favorites for that event as well as the 4x1. Nigeria's Toby Amazon is perhaps the biggest name here in Accra. She is the world record holder in the 100 meter hurdle, and that is just to name a few of some of the biggest names that have descended in Accra for this competition.
That voice sounds familiar. A strange version of this particular one. Could barely hear myself last night. Amidst all of that excitement, from the opening ceremony of the African Senior Athletics Championship. Well, we can hear from World Athletics President Sebastian Coe. He described the African Championships as the biggest stage of the sport in Africa.
What lies ahead of us over the next 6 days is a unique and compelling celebration of all that is best in African athletics. It's a coming together of some of your greatest athletes whose talent, hard work and sacrifice will touch the hearts and souls of fans across the continent and fans well beyond this continent. The African Championship stands at the pinnacle of our sport on this beautiful continent. And I'm profoundly grateful to the people of Ghana for hosting the championships for the first time in over 40 years, and with such good grace and excitement. Athletics in Africa is in great shape. The World Relays, for the first time in Africa in Botswana just last weekend, placed the continent at the heart of the global sporting calendar.
That's Lord Sebastian Coe, World Athletics President, speaking last night at the opening ceremony. Well, Sports and Recreation Minister Kofi Edi Adams, he wants to see the competition spark investment in athletics in the country.
Global sport today contributes hundreds of billions of dollars annually to the world economy. And this has been achieved mainly through tourism, media, sponsorship, infrastructure, technology, youth employment. Africa possesses the talent that bears its claim to a strong share of that value chain. But talent alone is not enough. It requires investment policy. And this policy must properly be aligned. Infrastructure must be built, athletes' welfare must be factored, and long-term planning must be the order of the day.
That's the Sports Minister Kofi Edi Adams. The action starts this morning, and athletes are looking forward to it. Team Ghana captain Joseph Paul Amoah is promising a show.
The last time it happened here, it was for most of us, it was our first time competing in front of home crowd in like so long. You know, we left the country not as great as we are right now by God's grace, but I mean, we've been able to train hard, and at that time 2 years ago, we came back with so much experience on the world stage and African, continental stage and all that stuff. So we're able to win medals as well, relay medals, individual medals. This time is like our second coming. We are excited as the first one, probably even more excited to come and give them the show, give them another show.
That's Joseph Paul Amoah. There were some fans at the opening ceremony as well who expressed excitement about the upcoming event.
My expectations for this year's championship is to see some speed, to see records broken.
For me, I'm expecting a very solid performance from them, especially playing at home. And I listened to Abdul Rashid Samin, who's very happy to run here in Ghana for the first time. I know he has been running a lot of times for the nation, but this is the first time he'll be running for the country. So I'm looking forward to debuting well. I mean, winning a lot of medals.
Well, it's a big one, and I think that the opening ceremony tells it all. Ghana is ready, and I just hope that the athletes will turn up. We've seen lots of them performing at big levels on the continent and in the world. And hopefully that competition will be brought from now till Sunday when the event will conclude.
Some fans at the University of Ghana Stadium. In terms of events, well, it starts this morning, but this morning there are only 2 events, decathlon men's 100 meters and long jump. The real action starts in the afternoon from 3 p.m. Today, you will have the 100 meters men and women's heat. Those are some standout events. The high jump will also take place, and there's 400 meters women and men as well as the 5,000 meter men and the 5,000 meter discus, 800 meter heats for the men. So it's quite a lot happening today. The semi-finals of the women's 100 meters will all take place today, and the 4x4 100 meter mixed heats will happen today as well. That's the last event of the evening. Before we go, last story that I think Winston Amoah will be very much interested in. He likes this man, obviously. Even before that, Tariq Lamptey, he's had his contract terminated by Fiorentina. Very unfortunate. He's only played 25 minutes for them since he joined them last summer. He came on as a substitute to play some 5 minutes in his first game. Then he started the second game, played only about 20 minutes before he got the ACL injury. And Fiorentina have decided, it just has simply not worked out. So he's been let go, and he would go back home to continue recovery. Here's the story I was talking about. Fred Rutten, he's resigned as coach of Curaçao's national team. The country's football federation announced on Monday, potentially clearing the way for a return of his predecessor, Dick Advocat, ahead of the World Cup. Now, Winston, here's the interesting part of the story for Dick Advocat, okay? Dick Advocat went to take Curaçao, qualify for them for the World Cup. The smallest country ever to qualify for the World Cup, by population, by size, by everything. Then he quit the job because he said that his daughter was unwell. So he's going to take care of his daughter. So he can't take them to the World Cup. He went there 2 months later. He said that his daughter is well now. So the one they appointed now should clear off. He's coming back. And so he has come back. So the person left yesterday. So now it has paved the way for him to come back and take the job. He's 78 years old. He'll be the oldest coach at the World Cup. So, Winston, that's the story for you.
The Dutchman, he's gone back.
Yes. And last when he qualified for them for the World Cup, then he extended his contract with them. And the headline that the Curaçao football national team used to announce the announcement. Dick extends. You understand? They did big artwork.
Thank you, Tahiru. Thank you very, very much for joining us.
Why does it sound like you are sacking me?
Oh, no, Hagla.
Hagla. So I'm going to continue the story there.
Hagla.
I'm going to continue the story there.
Hagla has been...
don't worry.
Giving me pressure.
Yes.
That Charlie... There's a neighbor hates.
Yes.
I'm a boy hates, yeah?
But the point is that Dick is back.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
He's done well.
Yes.
And now his daughter is well.
The daughter is well, yes. Dick Advocat will be the oldest coach at the World Cup.
Okay. He's older than Kirosh.
Yes. So old Dick is back.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tahiru. Thank you. But let's get interactive this morning here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Okay, we want to hear what your thoughts are this morning on, issues of rent here and there. I see lots of your messages. I'll be reading a lot of them here on the Super Morning Show. Social media messages brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and number 10 liver salt, a refreshing relief, as well as Cowbell Coffee with you every moment. And look, if your money is controlling you, then now is the time to take charge because the EcoBank mobile app gives you the power to command your money to transact across 33 African countries and anywhere in the world. Command your money to make water, electricity, and school fee payments, bank and mobile money transfers, create virtual cards to buy only what you need, and more. So, Money Commander, download the EcoBank mobile app now on the App Store or Play Store to command your money. Command also means paying attention to details. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details. So, when in doubt, when you're in doubt, call the EcoBank Contact Center on 0800 003 225. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. But life doesn't stand still for you. It does not wait for you to be prepared. It just moves on. And the best you can do is to prepare for life instead. Well, you ask the question, how? Well, a flexible policy like the Old Mutual Legacy Transition Plan would help you build a legacy that offers you a cover of up to $300,000 with no underwriting, greater flexibility with no limits to the lives you can cover, and up to age 80, and an uninterrupted cover, no lapse, enabling you to secure what matters most in the simplest of ways. You also get to enjoy the flexibility to update your cover every 5 years. Exciting, right? Well, dial *378 *378 to request a call for the Old Mutual Legacy Transition Plan today, and let's get you a plan that works for you and your family. Old Mutual, do great things every day. Well, share your thoughts with us this morning here on the Super Morning Show, 055-111-997. Now, that's on WhatsApp. And then you can also get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS, and tell us what your thoughts are here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Lots of your messages. One says, I think Ghanaians don't understand the hostel situation well. I'm a student in Pent Hostel. I'm in a 2-in-a-room. It is 16,700 per person. But what is even worse is that when we're trying to get rooms, they hold the rooms as protocol rooms and at about 4,000 for protocol. I didn't get a room and ended up paying 19,000 for the 2-in-a-room. They do this because the rooms are high on demand. Lastly, please don't defend it on the cost of running the hostel. For Penn, they raise their price every year. Level 300. In level 100, it was 10,800. Level 200, it was 12,800. And level 300, it is 16,700. Time now for the Business Minute, and it is brought to us by Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts. Business demand for dollars remains high despite improved market support from the Bank of Ghana, raising concerns about continued pressure on the foreign exchange market. Ghana is expected to successfully pass the final review of its program with the International Monetary Fund. Sources close to the review say the country has made significant progress in meeting key targets under the fund-supported program. Fitch Ratings says government is likely to extend measures introduced to cushion consumers against rising petroleum product prices. And US President Donald Trump is expected to travel to China this week with a high-powered delegation of business and technology leaders, including Tim Cook of Apple, Elon Musk of Tesla, and Larry Fink of BlackRock. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts.
Right, so welcome back. And Anointed Engineering Services Limited is into the sale of ultra-silent, fuel-efficient diesel generating sets with their sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA at competitive prices. And for every generator you acquire, you'll enjoy a 5-year warranty. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets. The services include a 24-hour emergency service, sale of genuine spare parts, reliable rental service, professional advice, sale of tower lights and rental. Locate their East Legon branch at 26 Boundary Road, Legon, close to AH Hotel, and head office at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway, near the Odoko traffic light. They also have 21 branches nationwide. But they're also into skill training, and they have a training school that trains students in generators and plants, auto mechanics, electricals and controls, as well as solar installations. They offer 80% hands-on training and 20% theory. So call them on 0243-480-3334 or 0246-423534. Anointed, the generator experts. Now on Big Stories this morning, brought to us by Telecel, Connecting Energies, Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Join the Republic Verse, do more, shine more, big up, and Hollard Insurance, we've got you covered, as well as Cowbell Coffee with you every moment. Our focus is still on, the rent charges, and I see lots of your messages. I'm going to be getting into a lot of them shortly, particularly coming from our hostels, other universities. And I used, SNIT for purposes of analysis because, like I indicated, as for SNIT, yes, they expect return on their investment, but they're actually using pensioners' funds. Mm-hmm. So it's important we state that. These funds must generate interest. But as it stands now, Government of Ghana Treasury bill, they give you less than 10% per annum. Okay, that's true. Now, if SNIT were to invest in these hostels, which they do, beyond serving the university and serving its community, they would also get some funds. And I am saying it'll be very interesting. I'm actually looking at their financial statement. I just want to find out, the returns on the Ghana Hostels Limited. Once I get that, I'm going to share that with you shortly.
Let me tell you about Telecel Cash. Your money deserves the safest home, and with Telecel Cash, you are protected every step of the way. No risks, no worries, no long stories, just peace of mind. You dial *110# or you download the Telecel Play app for safe, secure transactions. Telecel Cash, the safer choice. Send it, keke.
So that moment when the alarm rings and life is already asking questions, campus, office, hustle, dreams waiting to be chased. Well, those are the moments when you need, something that helps you show up and keep going. That's why Cowbell Coffee stays with me every single moment. So whether you're grinding for that exam, pushing deadlines at work, or cooking up the next big idea, Cowbell Coffee gives you that creamy taste and rich coffee aroma to kickstart.
4618 or 0507-344-211 to sign up for this package, or you visit the offices of Africom, Africom Travel and Tours at the Ghana Post GPS address GA 0843114. They are on the Airport Residential Road opposite the Diplomatic Shop, and they have very limited slots available, so book now to secure your place. Africom Travel and Tours, your trusted partner for unforgettable journeys.
Great. So, Kojo, a lot of messages. Let me get into some of them here this morning. And this one, okay. Let me just get back to all of these messages. Okay, so this one says, Winston, when you mention the cost per student, don't forget to multiply by the number of students in a room. 7,000 for 4 in a room is therefore effectively 28,000 cedis and on a room. For a semester. That's outrageous. Multiply that by the number of rooms in a hostel and it becomes mind-blowing. And now so now that's why I said number of beds, okay? So when you use the beds, you're good to go. And of course, you know that all beds will not be the same because based on the room, but for purpose of analysis, we just go for the average and we'll do that. This one says, good morning, SMSOs. Please tell the rent control officials to investigate private homes who also rent to students. Some charge so high, yet common bed can't be provided. Students have to put their mattresses on the bare floor to sleep. Accra Technical University and its surroundings on my mind. Thanks, Ajua in Kofuridia. And this one says, in KNUST, a lot of lecturers own the hostels and charge exorbitant fees. Okay.
And on this KNUST thing, let me just give some context. There is a hostel called Brunei. There are a few hostels like that, right? It was built under the Ghana University Structure Salary GOS Hostels. I've forgotten the full name of GOS. So it's lecturers' pensions that were put together to build those hostels. Now these people will work for 30, 40 years and they would want to go home with something proper. So should they sacrifice their future for affordability, or they should milk their sweats, which they are sweating now, from the investments they've made? And I think that, and I'll say this again, as a country, we need to have a strategy for everything. We can't solve problems in a vacuum. I just gave Claude, which is an AI platform, a prompt. And I'm using my Unity Hall as the example. I stayed in Unity Hall, right? Unity Hall has over 400 rooms, and each room was 4 in a room. If you look at the footprint of Unity Hall, I'm estimating it's based on Google Earth calculations about 12,000 square meters, right? If you say you are building, and I earlier said $500 per square meter, two of my QS friends who are practicing QSs, they are not like me who comes to sit on radio and talk QS. They are practicing QSs. They are advising that we use $700 per square meter. If you do the calculations, your typical Unity Hall, based on this back of the envelope calculation, and I've done some sketches on this sheet, should cost you about $14 million. If you are taking 100% loan to build that typical Unity Hall at $14 million, and the loan is even 10% per annum, Winston, you are the accounting person. What will be the cost of financing? How much do you think should be the realistic cost of a bed? And if you do the maths, when will that investment even break even? So when it comes to some of these things, if you are talking about solving the national problem publicly, let's have that conversation. If we expect the private sector person to come and solve the national problem privately, with private money, interests, their own expected return on investments, their margins, so that they can also live life and enjoy life, let's discuss that. But let's not just, yes, there are some of the messages we've received. Some people are giving us some numbers, and some of them are really outrageous because of some inconsistencies in the system and all those things. But building hostels is not cheap, and breaking even is not a 5-year journey. I know my godfather and my godmother, they built a hostel. They built a hostel, one of the best hostels. I don't want to mention the name. As far as I can remember, they've been operating this hostel, and they've not broken even, because we talk the numbers, we go through the numbers. And this is a hostel which is not cheap. Neither is it too expensive, right? But you get your standard services and your standard accommodation. So let's really have this conversation, and I don't think this rent and hostel conversation should be done with words. It should be done with numbers. Let's sit down, let the Ghana Institution of Surveyors and the engineers come in, rent control as well. Let's do, what is the cost per square meter of a standard hostel room? And when we say standard, let's specify the materials and the services that hostel must have. What is the financing cost for such infrastructure? How do we finance it, and how do we regulate that industry so that investors get their return on investment and users also get rooms they can sleep in and acquire their degrees?
Great. Stay with us. When we return after these messages, more of these here on the Super Morning Show.
There are many reasons to connect, and it's all to put smiles on the faces of those you love.
Daddy, thanks for the tea cash, okay? I love you.
That's my daughter, Angela.
Meba Kojo, I sure why. Tea cash naba. No papa ina dawasi.
Caring for my parents, that's my duty. I also get to pay my utility bills easily with Telecel Cash. And to the suppliers at my shop,
hello sir, Telecel Cash payment received right on time. Thank you.
I get to make them smile because I can pay to my suppliers' merchant numbers, even on other networks directly. My dear ones, we keep the connection stronger when our family, friends, and business relations are happy. Live on cash, enjoy convenience, and make those who matter smile when you send them money with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies.
You can't deny it when you taste it. The rich, creamy goodness of Cowbell coffee. One sip and you feel it. It's Cowbell coffee. Taste it and you love it. It's a natural feeling. One sip and you feel it. It's Cowbell coffee.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my name is Lexus Bell, and EcoBank is revalidating customer information for mobile app transactions to improve safety and convenient access. Customers are encouraged to confirm their mobile app details by texting or calling 0500,000 247 now to remain active. The voice you just heard wasn't mine. It was AI. And if you fell for it then, like play, you could have just been scammed. EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details. Pay attention to the details.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me.
Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat? I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Hello, sir. Please check the round tickets you made me purchase for our Canadian partners arriving this weekend.
Something is eating me up though. I still don't know a decent, welcoming place where we can host our guests.
This is no issue at all, sir. Let me introduce you to Ghana's best kept secret when it comes to a perfect accommodation, and that is Anointed Executive Airbnb Apartment located at Bawe Zero.
Anointed Executive Airbnb Apartment? Tell me more.
Anointed Executive Airbnb Apartments is a destination that everyone instantly falls in love with the minute they enter. They have beautifully designed 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, fully equipped kitchens, ultra-modern stylish living area, high-speed Wi-Fi connectivity, and an elegant rooftop lounge. Anointed Airbnb has 24-hour professional security, reliable standby generator, and an exceptional customer service and more.
Wow! Please make reservations for our guests right now.
Absolutely. If you ever think of a destination for work retreats, vacations, family events, or weekend getaways, always choose Anointed Executive Airbnb Apartment. Find them in Accra at Bawe Zero, Faith Montessori, or book ahead on 025-638-9193 or 025-649-2415. Anointed Executive Airbnb Apartments. Class, luxury, and lifestyle redefined.
Frustrated with outdated banking experiences? You deserve an app that makes your life easier, not harder. Say hello to the CBG mobile app, your new cool way to handle everything banking. With biometric security, lightning-fast mobile money access, and one-touch bill payments, banking has never been this smooth. Stop imagining when you can live a life where your entire banking world is in your pocket, ready whenever you need it. No stress, no fuss. Don't settle for less. Experience a more superior, convenient way of banking today with the CBG mobile app. Banking made cool, fast and secure. Welcome to the good life. CBG. We stand
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best. On Joy 99.7 FM.
Oh, I might not your son. Oh, God, juicy. Oh, Jessica, fatame. Oh, God, juicy. Oh, Jessica, fatame. Mi besica, mi on ya something. Yes, me pema, come in bed, yeah, plenty talking. Mi besica, mi on ya something. Yes, me pema, come in bed, yeah, plenty talking. Baby, baby, baruta, yeah, baby, yeah, baby. Can't find your shisi can share uboto. Mi konya mi daily brodo. Kakarabe confieso, kakarabe europieto.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet. On Joy 99.7 FM.
It's my house and I live here. It's my house and I live here. There's a welcome mat
My salary is never enough pay rent in Ghana because I mean, in as much as I need to pay rent in Ghana, obviously I need to eat, utility too, transport. All of these things in the rent too, beyond the amount I'll put away to save up for my yearly annual payment to the landlord. So I live at Old Ashorman and I pay 950 cedis a year. Thankfully, people are paying 2 years advance. Media, I was lucky to find a 1 year advance landlord to pay 950 cedis every year. So we are looking at 11,400 cedis every year. And as regards how much I earn monthly, Charlie, you know how we are always tight-lipped about how much we earn. Me too, I want to follow them small, but I can give a range. So media, say 2,000 to 3,000. That's how much I earn. So you take a wild guess, and it should tell you that if I'm earning between 2,000 to 3,000, paying that rent is hard, very, very hard. My income is never enough, to comfortably cover my rent. I can pay my rent through it, but then it means that I might get hungry. It means that there might be times where I might not be able to foot my utility bills. It means I may need to request some days to work from home, even if it's allowed, because transport, feeding, utility it's all involved, so it is never enough for me at all.
So I live at Chadu with my sister, and I pay 2,000 Ghana cedis each month. But you're supposed to pay an upfront. So with my landlord, he wanted 2 years upfront. So that's around 50,000 Ghana cedis. My salary is between 6,000 to 10,000 Ghana cedis each month. I'm not going to give specifics because I want to protect that data. But yeah, it's quite difficult for a young woman in this economy. It's not easy to pay. Chadu with my sister, and I pay 2,000 Ghana cedis each month. But you're supposed to pay an upfront. So with my landlord, he wanted 2 years upfront. So that's around 50,000 Ghana cedis. My salary is between 6,000 to 10,000 Ghana cedis each month. I'm not going to give specifics because I want to protect that data. But yeah, it's quite difficult for a young woman in this economy. It's not easy to pay such an amount each month and then take care of myself, take care of my little sister, and send money home. Hopefully something can be done and things get better.
Hi, so I live at Sanofigon, and for rent I pay around 1,500 a month. Salary is about 5,000 a month. I think it's enough to cover the rent, but the rest of the things like the bills and expenses, so it makes it a bit difficult.
My hostel is Makasela. The name of my hostel is Makasela, and my hostel is a private hostel. We used to pay 3,800 and it came to 4,000. That was for this semester. And the standard of living has been affected because now when you come to the hostel, your parents would have to look for the additional money they would have to add to the current money. And then now my dad doesn't want to pay that 4,000 because he thinks it's too high. In fact, initially I told him it was 3,400, but I added my own 400 so that he will not really feel the pain of having to pay too much for the hostel. That was when it was 3,800. Yes. So this semester that I told him is 4,000. He said I should look for another place.
I live at Mempasam. Then I pay a rent of 950 cedis a month. Alright, a worker. I work for a private company, and I earn around 5,800 Ghana cedis. And to me, it's enough to cover for my rent for the month. So I think what I earn now, I'm able to pay for my rent, because the rent is 950 cedis per month. I'm able to save for the rent and also have other things for myself.
And it's still live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Lots of your messages this morning on issues of rent and all, particularly when it comes to the hostels. And let me just make the point again. When I started, I talked about the fact that, and I used SNIT to make an example. And I said, SNIT, they're using our funds. Then I went on and said the universities can actually engage with this. It will be important to know how much they invest, all their costs, and even at some point in time, the university, they can agree on how much they should charge. Because this whole rate of today, I've increased it and all of that. And I'm saying these are things that should be made open to all to see, to know what is happening. This one says, good morning, SMS team. I'm a young man in my early 40s, and my only son is at UPSA first year. And I paid $4,000 this semester with 4 occupants in a room, and they're coming for only 2 weeks. Then I pay another $4,000 again. How I had to suffer to get this money, I did not go to the university, but I'm doing everything possible for him to get through, because my ward doesn't give me problems at all. Just that I have to do all sort of jobs to save money to pay for him. It's not easy, cry.
It's not easy, and that's the sad thing, and that's the national problem we need to solve. And I've received some messages. Some people are saying I'm just not being thoughtful for people going through this, that I seem to agree that prices should be high. And I agree. If you think I agree that prices should be high, we need to talk about the reality, and then how we can solve that problem also becomes a conversation. Let me give you an example. My neighborhood where I live now, when I bought land, it was 12,000 Ghana cedis per plot.
Mm-hmm.
This is about 6 years ago. Okay. Now, land in that neighborhood is going for between 300,000 to 400,000. In some instances, if they are close to the main road, it's 500,000. This is land that has not seen any significant improvement in services or in our situation. Our Dumso status has not changed. We still have a bad transformer. Our roads are still bad. Our water, there is no security, dusty roads and everything. My prices have gone up. Now, if you expect Kojo Akoto Boateng to buy that land at even 200,000 cedis and build studio apartments with a footprint of, say, 8 square meters, so a small apartment with your toilet and bath, which would cost me about, let's say, roughly $400 per square meter, and come and charge you money that would not enable me to recoup my investment, I'll not do it. I used Unity Hall as an example earlier, right? And I've done the back of the envelope calculation. If the example I did with Unity Hall, you are paying 5,000 cedis per bed, 4 in a room, in 20 years, the investment will still not be able to pay for itself. Realistically, if you look at the numbers, you need to shoot it to some 11,000 cedis per bed for the investment to take care of itself. So we have existential issues when it comes to real estate and housing in this country. And this real estate matter is not just residential real estate. We have commercial real estate and we have industrial real estate. You need a shop to run your small business, right? In this city, and shops are going for 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. In certain neighborhoods, it's going for $10,000 a month. Okay, so SMEs are struggling. But who is asking the whys? Why is the situation so? Is it possible to regulate the increases in land costs? Is it possible to ensure that we have a structure where we have improved material and more affordable material? We are not solving that base problem. And if we don't solve that base problem, personally, no matter what rent control does, no matter what any other person does. The rent costs, the charges will keep going up. It will never come down. And if we try to use law to force investors to charge certain rates which do not make sense, the 500,000 WASI students who are writing WASI beginning this week, when they complete and the universities decide to admit more, they would have to drive from Takrade to come to school at Legon every day. And we know that is not possible. So as a country, I think we need to look at the root cause of the problem.
Great. So talking about what we must do as a country, the Rent Commissioner is in the studio, Frederick Opoku. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
By the grace of God, I'm very well.
We thank God for your life.
Amen.
You've been in the news for the right reasons.
Yes.
Recently. But look, while people commend you and all of that, we've had these things before. In the past, the minister talked about, we need to work on we need to see to the implementation of the rent law and all of that. You don't have to charge more than this. Mr. Opoku, we've had this before. What is going to change this time around?
Very well. Let me say a very good morning to all of us. To thank Joy FM for this opportunity to be here. I think this is going to be a game changer. Trust me, because one thing I really want people to recognize now is that the first ever time that the law called rent law, a commissioner has been appointed. Then that's the difference that people should know now. 63 years, no commissioner. So when things were failing or minister does not apply the law, the rent commissioner does. So people should now begin to think differently. That it came, it didn't work. Now, you see, I am also happy that the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is doing everything possible to make sure at least the laws of the Republic works. In as much as we are aware, he's cutting soil here and there, trying to add the supply as well. He's not looking at only the enforcement of the law, but you could see this Saturday we were with him, cutting the Green City, doing whatever he can do to add to the tally. And in building, it takes time, not overnight. Therefore, the law that is there has to work. And now I'm telling you that I understand that we have shortage of 1.80 million housing deficit by the Ghana Statistical Service. That's fine. Good. But one thing we should understand, that Ghana is not an island. It's a country of laws. And that laws, because I'll be surprised if people say the law is there. I know there are fundamental, infractions in terms of, as my brother was talking about, land, blah, 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 incentives. It is true. And I know government has to work around that. I don't dispute that. But the fact is that there's a law. Mm-hmm. And that law cannot be rejected.
We'll get into the law. But before we get into the law, you admit something.
Yes.
And let's start from what you admit.
Yes.
You admit that, first of all, you have to buy land. And someone just sent me a message. He says, you buy land. When you're going to start the construction, people walk up to you, they say you pay digging fee, signing off fee. Now they've even added painting fee. That's what someone just sent to me. Now, by the time you finish building, if you went for a loan, not long ago, rates were about 28, 30%. So the person has to service this. If he factors all of that into the rent, or if he builds, say, a hostel, what crime has he committed? After all, it's the market that has determined the prices. What's his problem?
You see, I still go back and take it back to the law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You have put a property. Mm-hmm. It has to be assessed through a force.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
So, the law says assess it. As we speak, I've spoken to Ghana institutional surveyors. They're going to evaluate. Look at what you put in, how long they must take you to, and how much you must charge. This is how the narration is going. It's not the normally rhetorics that we stand on studios and we come and we talking and promise and go. Look, the law says it has to be assessed. No matter if you have it costs you billions of dollars, it has to be assessed. The question is, does the assessment go on?
Tell me, does it go on?
It doesn't. That's where I'm talking about the lawlessness. Because you spend billions, okay? So we should allow you no assessment. The law says assess. And I'm saying that I am close to the authority and power to assess. And that we cannot say we should leave assessment because you see the argument of yes, investment, blah, 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 blah. And the economic jargons, free market and blah, 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 blah. The law should be put aside. Ghana is a country of laws. And we cannot continue to perpetuate illegality. And we think that when we are arguing, we put the law matter and be talking about economics and investment interest. Yes, it's true. They have to invest. But your property ought to be assessed for fair play. If it can be more than what you are thinking. But why don't you allow yourself to be assessed? And say that because you have invested, we shouldn't make an assessment. The law says you should assess. We will assess you. And as I speak, if the hostel matter is going to be assessed, reviewed with you. Bring the experts. Come and assess you. You are taking 20,000 Ghana cedis. How did you arrive at that? So you sit down, do your own calculations. I'm coming. Do your calculations and peg anything because you're an investor. Look, in the first place, Ghana here, the reason why I said the law is not working, people are selling dollars. Do we spend dollars in Ghana?
No.
Therefore, that's where the lawlessness comes. And thus I made the Bank of Ghana, the financial market department, and then we're going to help them stop this kind of dollarization. Because Bank of Ghana has been issuing directive. Who listens to them? Enforcement. If it happens, will you go and buy $1 million and what? Are we in America? This is simple. Ghana is becoming a lawless country. You sell in dollars and nobody can talk. You cannot be arrested. And now we are bold to come to television and say $1 million, $3 million and go with that impunity. That is what we have to cure. The lawlessness is too much.
Okay, and talking about curing the lawlessness, because you say they're going to be assessed. Who pays for the assessment?
Who pays for the assessment?
Yes.
That one there, we will assess you.
But the Ghana Institute of Surveyors, they will charge you.
It doesn't matter. We know how we are working closely with them.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. If they are going to be assessing homes, they will charge for that. I am only asking at this point. Because you say...
According to the law, let me put you back to the law.
Yeah, according to
the law says, when there's an assessment, are you okay? You pay for the assessment.
Who will pay?
You.
Me.
Of course. That's what the law says. So since you are not bigger than...
And this is the Rent Act?
I'm telling you, trust me.
Which session?
Go to assessment. It's a reference document, so I can't be pointing to you. But if you can go to assessment and check.
Let me check so that we can... So I would have to pay. If I pay, I'll add it to the cost, wouldn't I?
You see, these are very minute matter.
Subsection 1. A landlord or tenant of premises or any other person interested in the premises may apply to a rent officer in accordance with the regulations to assess the amount of the recoverable rent of those premises, whether or not the premises are occupied. Subsection 2 says, for the purposes of subsection 1, the rent officer shall not entertain an application for an assessment of the premises if an assessment has been made previously by that rent officer or a rent magistrate, unless the rent officer is satisfied that A, the circumstances affecting the questioning of the rent of the premise have materially altered since the last assessment of the rent of the premises, or the last assessment of the rent of the premises was obtained by fraud, misrepresentation, or mistake, or fresh evidence of a material nature which could not be the exercise of reasonable diligence have been produced when the last assessment of the rent of the premise was made is now available, or the last assessment of the rent of the premise was made in the absence of a necessary or proper party whose absence was not due to a default or neglect on the part of the party. And finally, in the opinion of the rent officer, injustice has been occasioned. Then 13 says assessment of recoverable rent by minister, which says the minister may by executive instrument assess the amount of the recoverable rent in respect of premises of a similar type in similar localities, and in particular in respect of the premises established out of public funds.
Out of what? Public funds. So
yes.
You pay. So I made a mention to you pay. Yes, the law tells you pay.
But out of public funds.
Doesn't mean you use public funds to pay for the assessment. You pay.
Okay.
And
if I pay, then I add it to it.
You see, my point is saying the bottom line assessment, and everybody will be subjected strictly to the assessment. You can't dodge, my brother. You cannot. You see, I tell you that the commissioner will ensure every bit of the law reasonably. We are amending the law anyway. I'm hoping that by the end of the year, some of the places that we believe need to be amended will be amended.
My understanding of this is that the minister is making that determination out of for premises that were established using public funds. Anyway, could you? Yes.
No.
I just wanted to know whether you are working with the MDAs because
Yes,
every structure must pay property rate, for
Yes,
example.
okay.
And the property rate is arrived at based on assessment on the value of the structure.
Yes.
Are you working with MDAs on this? Because if you were, then they would have a sense of the values of these structures, which then enables you to.
We will probably would be collaborating with them, but rent control as a department is an institution on its own. Okay, and we are close with that to assess. So it's not about riding on somebody's whatever somebody has done. It could be some partnerships somehow some way, which is fair and good, which even facilitate and even fast track it. But the point is, we are going to assess.
Yeah.
As when I started going to the hostels, I told them that hold on, you have broken the law for a long time. We cannot subject Ghanaian people to that kind of challenge and cry, and that we will assess.
What would you also say to people who think that when it comes to providing accommodation for students, for years the states just slept on it, and there was a big vacuum which private sector decided to solve, and that solution has actually been one of the main drivers of tertiary education, because without these hostels, most schools could not increase their admissions.
Yes.
And there's some people who think that you seem to be on a warpath with them. You seem not to want to listen to them. You seem to be a bit aggressive towards them. Like you are speaking right now, and you're talking about dollarization and this
But
and
is it
that.
not true?
It is. It is
It's
true.
not true.
It is true.
Are we in
But-
America?
But there are people who say that to be able to put up a structure, like this studio, for example,
Yes.
if you look at the over 20, 30 materials we use to construct what you see, it is the sand, the stones, the water, and the wood that primarily come from Ghana. Every other thing is imported, which is affected by the dollar. So some people I've seen posts on social media that suggest that you are being a bit too aggressive to these people who have solved the public problem with private investments.
So we thank them. First of all, let me thank them. Use this platform to thank all those investors who have done this for many years. God bless them, eh? In fact, but enough is enough. Don't we have local materials? I hope you have good local materials to build. Is it by force to go and just import and pay dollars? If you go to Europe, don't you see structures with wood? Oh, it's not there.
But Federico Poco.
No, let me finish. Don't interject. I'm asking a question. Is it by force? Look at the circumstance. Whom are you producing for? Student, to be reasonable. This is not we are not building kingdom palaces. What are we talking about? We are talking about the fact that we must think outside the box and stop the dollarization thinking of importing. Importing what? If you want to build, who told you it's your priority? It's your property that you think that you can go and see. My point is that I've made point blank.
Yeah,
I have been with the Bank of Ghana, trust me, and I want to partner them that the dollarization will be crushed.
Okay.
No, you see, once upon a time, the law hasn't worked and people feel relaxed. And let us begin to delete that mentality. I'm a very tough person that when I want to do, I don't speak out of law. I'm happy since I started. I've been a lawyer challenging my positions.
I have not seen any.
Because of what? I speak law, I talk law.
That
when I situate my argument in law, quote you and let you know. And nobody is above the law. I've told you, I'm aware. A lot of the properties are built by these big people, they so-called. Okay? But I have told everybody that the president is in support of ensuring the law works.
Okay.
And since I am working on his vision, are you okay? And I believe the fair gentleman want the law to work. I am so comfortable. You can see the way I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah. There won't be any pushover anywhere. Since I started, no calls have come in. And it will never come because I know it's the right thing we should do.
Let me give you another context, and this is very personal.
Yes.
I build.
Yes.
And I built quite a lot of structures in this city. And usually my clients will tell me I am too laid back with my choice of materials because I believe in what you are saying, local materials. So recently I built a 4-bedroom house for a client for about 1.5 million, the cost, everything all in. I didn't use POPs. I didn't use a lot of the imported materials. It's sand, concrete, iron rods, glass, aluminium, and some wood. Now, in my quest, the sand and the concrete and the blocks, the sandstones are imported, are locally sourced, right? Cement, clinker is imported. Over 70% of the component of cement is imported. The steel is also imported, right? The glass, imported. The aluminium, imported. Even the wood, some of the components were imported because there are certain wood species you won't get in the city now. It costs 1.5 million to build that house. If this client decides to rent this house, if he's renting the house at even 5,000 cedis a month, right? I'm giving you some analysis back of the envelope for you to get a certain context. If he's renting this house at 5,000 cedis a month, 5,000 times 12 months is 60,000 cedis a year. Now, at 1.5 million divided by 60,000, it will take this client 25 years to break even. If all the rent money is going into paying for the house, land cost is not added. I'm coming, sir. Land cost is not added, sir. And if the person was building the house as a form of investment to get a return on their money, they should be getting something extra. Assuming the person took maybe 50% loan and 50% equity and is going to pay for the loan too, that must be factored in. So in your quest to do all these things, are these realities lost on you, or these realities are factored in your comments and your analysis and your drive?
You see, everything is about priority, my brother. Okay? I'm telling you, who are your customers or your client? Don't you think about your client before you produce? I'm asking.
We do.
Do you produce for yourself?
We do.
You have to look at who are you producing for. Situate their income and look at the materials that befit them. You are talking about glass and black. In your context, I'm coming. Is it compulsory? If you are building for students to come and learn, it's not for comfort.
Yeah.
Oh?
But they need the comfort
wait.
to be in the right state.
Look, my brother.
Learn.
You
don't
determine. You, the investor, don't determine the comfort.
Unfortunately, when we go to school to learn architecture and building,
I say you don't
we
determine.
are supposed to build structures that make the occupants safe, comfortable, and healthy. So you cannot choose any materials at all because you want to really lower the costs of the.
I'm surprised the way your tangent of argument is a bit skewed. Wait, look, let me. Yes, it's skewed. We are saying, say, you are producing for a category of people.
Yes.
As a producer.
Yes.
When you start functioning, operating, first of all, what do you take into consideration? Whom am I producing for? Don't you add it?
You do.
You have first class, first tier, third tier, and fourth tier, right? You may produce some for one level, others for this level. We have categories of income. So if you want to be viable and more reasonable, and do well and have the thinking of not exploiting, with this kind of numbers, that's what I see you. You try as much as possible.
Unfortunately,
you try as much as possible. Can I finish? I never interjected.
Okay.
I am saying that we have local materials, right? This is what I'm trying to build. It is important that we have a lot of local materials manufactured and whatever that you would be able, as a matter of fact, to use.
Okay.
That will bring the cost significantly down.
Hold on
to
a minute
about
for me.
80% of what you're producing.
Hold on a minute for me. I'll
Yes.
get back to that. But let me just tell you about, since we're talking about houses, let me just tell you about the ABSA mortgage. Okay, because look, no matter how nice your landlord is, nothing beats owning your own home. ABSA knows this, which is why this 2026, they are helping you say yes to making it happen. With an ABSA mortgage, you can finance your dream home with flexible, tailored solutions. Get up to 5 million Ghana cedis with 5 years to 15 years to pay back on a fixed interest rate. So this 2026, say yes to your home sweet home. Visit an ABSA bank branch to apply for an ABSA mortgage today. Your story matters. ABSA.
And Marif International School entrance exams is here, so you grab the golden opportunity to become a member of Marif International School. Participate in the Margie Scholarship exams for grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the final date for registration is on 15th of May 2026. The date for the exams is 16th of May 2026. You call or you WhatsApp 0205234324. And if you need more information, you can also visit the school premises or send an email at ghana@marifschool.org. Marif International School, Ghana, pray and wishes you a phenomenal success in the entry test. The hashtag is Magis2026.
Now, are you an importer or an exporter? Are you looking to improve your global trade experience? Well, we know trade financing comes with complexities, but at CBG, we believe that doing business should always be hassle-free. With CBG's trade solution, your trade financing challenges will be an issue of the past. Take advantage of our trade solutions and expand your international trade transaction while building a good credit history. For further inquiries, contact us on 0302-216-000. Email us at talktous@cbg.com.gh or visit any of our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you.
Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority wishes to remind all withholding tax agents, including VAT withholding agents appointed by the Commissioner General, that withholding taxes must be paid to the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the GRA by the 15th of every month. Withholding taxes for April 2026 will be therefore due by 15th of May 2026, and withholding taxes, including withholding on VAT deducted from suppliers operating the VAT standard rate, employment, payment for the supply or use of goods, payment for the supply of any works, payment for the supply of services, and all other withheld taxes for April 2026 are due by Friday, 15th of May 2026. Employers may also submit, or taxpayers may also submit, hard and soft copies of schedules indicating gross amount, the tax deducted, names of payers, and tin or Ghana card payment, Ghana card pin from who the taxes were withheld. Please note that the failure to pay tax by due date attracts an interest of 125% of the statutory rates compounded monthly on the outstanding tax. Get in touch with GRA. Email info@gra.gov.gh, toll free 0800 900 110 or WhatsApp 055 299 0000. And this is a message from the Commissioner General.
Still live here on the Super Morning Show, we'll be joined by Frederick Opoku, who is Acting Rent Commissioner. You talked about tiers. So, first tier, second tier, third tier, fourth tier. Now, if you talk about tiers and you admit that there could be tiers, then is that what you see at the hostels? And I see people say, oh, in this room, fun. This one, air conditioner. If you want 2, you pay this. If you want 3, you pay this. If you want 4, you pay this. Have they not taken that into consideration already?
Okay, let me take you back. I think I'm happy that I was able to go there myself and interacted with them and wanted to understand how they arrive at what they do. Some of them talks about we pay your electricity. I ask you, do you use prepaid or postpaid? You see where the exploitation comes in.
And what do they tell you?
Do you have prepaid or postpaid? Say prepaid. They are 4 in a room, like a whole apartment. Allow them to pay their bill. What's your problem? Are you supposed to pay electricity for them? Why you have meters that they can buy their things and take it out? Why do you box it together and try to say that I give you this? For example, we are 4 in a room. I don't use refrigerator. You use it. Then we have to pay the same money and put across and charging all of us the same amount of electricity used. Is it fair?
Tell me.
It's not fair. Your guess may be good as mine. It's not fair. And that's what they use. When I talk about exploiting people, apart from how much your operational cost, electricity, are you the one who produces it? Allow the person to buy. Why do you pay for the person? In our home, don't you have our own card that we use?
Okay.
Then you add it. And not justify that I have been paying electricity for you. Who told you to do that?
One. Because I've been a student too before.
Yes.
At the time I was at the university.
Yes.
I was okay. Why? Because what if my electricity finishes at the time I don't have money? So hold on a minute. I was okay with my hostel fees being paid and electricity included in that.
Yes.
So at least I know that that's what happens. Also, my friend had a refrigerator. I was not prevented from putting my things in
It was
there.
a shared asset.
It was a shared asset. So what's the big deal?
You see, you are not getting the point, unfortunately. You see, if you want to have fair treatment, and you want to be equitable to the system, the point is that you are running a hostel, right? And you have a cost. There are some costs for electricity that they are willing to pay, that I want to pay myself. Whether I'll get money, I won't get money, is it your concern? When did it become your concern? You're an investor. Your money that you are taking, is that when did it become your concern? That now we have even buying electricity through our phones. What is your problem, my brother? So, because you want to find ways and means to increase your rent, right? Because I pay electricity and I pay this and I pay, fine. But my point is that they want to pay themselves. But don't add it to that cost and balloon it.
So
it is a point of exploiting.
What do you think is a fair price to be paid by most of the hostels you've seen, based on your experience and maybe your own back of the envelope calculation?
It would be unfair for me to say, it would be unfair. I believe in, let us use scientific means. To do something. That's why we have value it in respect of how much you put inside, right? And make sure that after valuing, you assess. And that you can come out with how much. So I cannot sit here and tell you that the fair must be this. I won't be fair to them.
So
if you talk about fairness, fairness cannot be used by our eye.
But you've complained about the amounts.
That's the point.
But
Sir,
what I'm saying is that did they even assess it? That's the question. If they have assessed it and have the document, we assessed. I want to come to argue here. Can they show an assessment? I'm being frank with you.
But if you complain, it means you think that is unreasonable.
No, I'm saying that.
No, hold on.
And you've used expressions
let me be very frank.
They are extorting money, and you won't allow this thing that has been going on to. And you are talking about science. That's why initially I tried to break down certain things for you. Because I am a builder. I'm a quantity surveyor. I've not written the exam to be a part of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors because I've not decided to be an all-out QS. But I understand these things and I understand the science behind building. And I'm telling you right now, if we even use State Housing Company or TDC, recently the building State Housing sold in Adenta. This is State Housing. If you bought one of those buildings and you want to rent them, you cannot rent them for less than 6,000 cedis a month. Because if you rent it for anything less than 6,000, you will not make your money back in 25 years, even without interest. And these are the realities of the Ghana we live in. I'm using Unity Hall as an example. And I've taken the floor size, the total floor area of Unity Hall. I have applied a cost of $750 if I want to build Unity Hall right now. And I have applied an amount of 5,000 cedis per bed for a Unity Hall, which can take about 2,000 beds. Even that, with no interest on the cost of construction, you cannot break even in 25 years. There is no investor who would go and find money to build something like this and not want to make money, a return on investment. And there is no investor in this country now who can build these structures without bank loans with interest. So I'm saying, if we are talking about the science, let's understand our reality and the nuances when it comes to housing. You're talking about the law. The lawyers are not going to fight you because there's the spirit of the law and there's the letter of the law. But there's the situational economics and the infrastructure, engineering and everything, which we must also appreciate.
So the situational economics.
Saglemi. When the government built Saglemi, and we did the back of the envelope calculation, a unit of Saglemi should cost $80,000 based on how much money the government says they've built. If I bought that unit at Saglemi, $80,000 times 10 cedis, that's 800,000 cedis. I can't rent it for 1,500 cedis and make my money back. And it's a government project. So construction, building, maintenance, and keeping them going, it's not something which is cheap. So my suggestion, that's why I asked you whether you're working with MDAs and all those things.
So So the question is that I keep on asking and putting you back, getting you back. I won't let you run away with it.
So what is the science
you won't
behind
you won't get the chance to look.
Your comments
the
that,
point that
these people are fleecing students,
I am
and landlords are also fleecing their tenants.
No, I have said number with that time, and I don't want to repeat myself. Maybe for the benefit, I will repeat again. I'm saying that have they done assessments, or when you build, what went to their pricing? They look at how much I paid. I took the loan from the bank. Finish. The bottom line, see, I'm a regulator. And for me, that realities you are talking about is there. But I am supposed to look at, if we did an assessment, it's about one room, 500 million. It's an assessment. Have you done it? And because you have spent, we shouldn't make an assessment. Is that what you are saying? Then you are trying to make Ghana, you are trying to push an agenda that Ghana should become a lawless state.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. 1 minute to go for a quick break. When we return after these messages, we'll activate the phone lines. We hear from our listeners also. Frederick Opoku is acting rent commissioner. So when we return, we'll activate the phone lines on 0302216541 and then 05511119997. We'll be right back.
Morning Show. When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Since inception, almost 100% of Ashesi University students have found jobs, started businesses, or gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and are leading successful careers. If you dream of a rewarding life and career, an Ashesi education prepares you just for that. Learn more about applying to Ashesi at ashesi.edu.gh. Remember, admission is ongoing.
Your business is as strong as the people behind it. That's why smart companies in Ghana and across the continent trust Hot Jobs Africa for all their HR needs. We handle it all: recruitment and placement, labor outsourcing, HR consultancy, corporate training, expatriate management, and even staff busing. With 100% dedicated support, you're never doing it alone. Reach us today on 020-433-6004. Email info@hotjobsafrica.org or visit hotjobsafrica.org. Great businesses are built on great people. Let the experts handle it. Think HR, think Hot Jobs Africa.
There comes a time in every young guy's life when something changes. The girls in your class, they are not as loud as you thought, and not as annoying either. Their voices sound different now, almost nice, and somehow you actually enjoy spending time with them. Luckily, some things make it easier. Start the moments that matter with Munchie chocolate chip cookies and experience the unmistakable crunch of chocolatey joy.
This advert is FDA approved.
Achedia Kesio. Electroland Ghana Limited, dear. Yeah, Mamo. Achedia Kesie. For our loyal customers, because your loyalty deserves more. Yeah, Mamo. Achedia Kesie pa. Big rewards for you and me. From Accra to Tamale, all over Ghana. Electroland, dear, #1. Just buy your favorite Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics from any Electroland showroom or authorized reseller store nationwide. Dial *928*8888# or go to register.com shop.electrolandraffles.com and enter our weekly and monthly draws and stand a chance to win big. From TVs, ACs, fridges, gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, mobile phones, and more rewards just for you. Approved by NLA Characters Platform. Electroland Ghana Limited. Rewarding your loyalty the big way. Terms and conditions apply.
Every mosquito started run away.
This advert is FDA approved.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Right, so welcome back and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. The phone lines have been activated on 0302216541 and then 0551111997. Joining us this morning is the Acting Rent Commissioner, Frederick Opoku. But if you're a CEO or business leader, people and culture manager or business owner, have you considered how today's AI-driven world is impacting your workforce productivity? And are you equipped to effectively manage the expectations and growth of the Gen Z workforce? Join Jobaman Ghana at the HR and CEO Wave Summit 2026 on Thursday, 14th May at 9 a.m. at the Mervyn Ambassador Hotel, Accra, under the theme Navigating AI Adoption and the Gen Z Expectations for a Future-Ready Work. Hear from industry giants like Jeffrey McBoham, AI for HR and Global L&D leader, Ethel Kofi, CEO and founder of Edel Technology Consulting, and Akwabena Yeboah, Head of People and Culture, GCB Bank PLC. Nixon Amoah and Amoah Ewua, Regional HR Head Ghana and Anglophone West Africa EcoBank Ghana PLC. Rate 1,500, that's a single ticket, and 1,200 for a group of 3 or more. Save your seat now and be a part of shaping the future of work in Ghana. For more information, call 05703530000 or visit jobaman.com.gh/events. Media partners, the multimedia group, graphic business, and graphic pause. Okay, let's get onto the phone lines now. And this morning, we've been Kobe from Dansoman has joined us. Kobe, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Kobe.
Yes, so I have been following the interview and I appreciate the research that you as journalists have done to interview the rent control officer. Unfortunately, I have not heard him, he talks about science, but I have not heard him make any proper scientific research to even understand what goes into building. He went to the hostels, saw what he saw, and he's using words to describe hostel owners and landlords as if he has a problem with them. I don't know whether he's rented a house and a landlord has had an issue with him. Even State House, the buildings they are selling and the calculations that you did for them, he doesn't have any explanation. All he says is that they should bring their calculation. Fine, you have not even asked anybody to bring his calculation. You went to the hostel, you didn't meet some of the owners, you spoke to people, they gave you their price, and then you make interview and say, how do you not listen to somebody, understand his mathematics before you call him an extortionist? I think he has a problem and he has to check himself before he starts making such unnecessary comments, because he has no idea about building, nor does he have no idea about what it takes to get your money back when you build. Because when you don't make any calculation, you don't start, before you can say somebody is extorting, you have evidence. You don't just go to a hostel, ask the price from the tenants in the hostel, and then conclude that they are extorting. That is, unless you are unreasonable, you have to ask the person to bring the calculation down.
Kobe, hold on. Thank you very much. Please, when we call, let's be decorous. And also, let's make our point in 30 seconds. Kwame Teria in Accra, good morning.
Hi, Winston. Top of the morning to you.
Yes, Kwame Teria.
My brother, let us give the rent commissioner or the manager, the gentleman in the studio. I've been following him for a couple of months, if not weeks, and we need to give him all the support. Anybody who rises against what this man is doing is against the state. We live in this country. We have been. I am in my fifth year. I'm my fifth floor plus.
Okay.
Bro, we have lived in this country. People are charging rent. People are charging rent 2 years plus. And today, for the sake of God and country, God has blessed us with a man who has come and want to shake the system and get things right. Listen, just like Rollins came, he came in a revolution, was able to clear things. That is why we are where we are today. We need people like this to get into the system and straighten things up. He may not get it right. Nobody should hold him on those scientific things. Come on, you and I know this just at the back of the envelope calculation. Why do we want to hold him? Now, let me tell you this. One of the things that I expect...
I said 30 seconds. So.
Okay, just some 15 seconds, please.
Yes.
What we now expect, based on the spirit of this man, is that let's get a policy. Let's go into prefabs. What are we doing? Why should students be in concrete rooms? What for? Let's get into prefabs.
All right. Thank you very much, Kwame Teria in Accra. Please, let's do 30 seconds, okay? Seth, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Seth.
Yeah, kudos for the good breakdown.
Thank you.
Yeah, in fact, I'm really in support of the rent officers action against this kind of extortion. If I particularly in respect of the students, I live in settlement in Amoah, 2 bedrooms self-contained. It costs you averagely 1,500 a month. Calculated in a year. And then find out the money they are taking from students per person for a 3 month about whatsoever. Everything is overpriced in Ghana. And we have no say. But the people who are beneficiaries of it will just always support it. So let there be some level of control. So system will be moderate for everybody to live in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Seth. Ima, is it Ima or Ima?
Ima.
Ima, good. Ima.
Yeah. I want to put across to the rent controller that he should do his analysis well before coming to air. We are not disputing the fact that the rents are high, but then is he considering the private man who is putting up those hostels? You know, when the other presenter is not working, the other man was doing the analysis. You could see that Kojo Akoto was doing the analysis. You could see that even if you go into the banks and you put up a hostel, it will take you 25 years before you can break even. You get me? Consider a new investor wanting to build around Legon. Even how to get the land, if you get the land to help, you want to help. If you get the land at Westland or around Legon and need environments, talk about KNUST or talk about Cape Coast University, even Mutual, here, Mutual, Central University Mutual. Look at the cost of the land there. So we are not talking about saying that the rents are outrageous, but then when you do your cost-benefit analysis well, you could see that it is not worth it, even if you want to consider. Okay. It is not worth it.
Thank you very much. Ima, we need to move on to the next caller. Claude is in Tema. Claude, good morning.
Good morning, Winston. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Claude. 30 seconds. Let's hear from you.
Yes, Winston, I think Senate should go into some of these hostel things. I think they are in, but the monies they've used for hotels that are not making any profits. As civil servants, I think our money should be channeled into that. Affordable hostels are built with louver blades as windows, not as sliding glasses, and that will bring the cost down, bring cost of electricity down, because sliding glass you are using air conditioning fans. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Claude. And Thomas will be our last caller for now. Thomas, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. In fact, yes, we are all listening to the discussion and we just want to contribute. My question is, you are saying that, and people are saying that it will take you more than 25 years to break even. So when it's 25 years and you break even, are you going to reduce it to, let's say, 1 city or 3 cities? Boss, we are all in Ghana here. People are doing things which are not right. So if somebody has come and is trying to put things right, let's not use this kind of analysis. Okay, your colleague, what solution is he also bringing so that they will be able to reduce the cost for people or for students? Because charging these associate prices is just too much. The prices are just too much, boss. The prices is just too much.
Okay.
We should look at our situation and then adjust things for people to also have good education.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Thomas. And he'll be our last caller for now, so we can get Frederick Opoku to address these concerns. But this message says, please remind the acting rent commissioner that his mandate is to seek the interests of both landlords and tenants. In a free market economy, people should be able to charge rent and recoup their investment. The cost of construction is so high. Has he done any valuations and conducted any research? He should get his facts right.
I will start from him. I'm very much interested about people who come here to speak economic jargons. Speak economic jargons. And it's an interest party, maybe has invested, and it's benefit of that. That's exploitation. Look, I've made my point clear that you should look at the people that you produce for. Is it by force that you should build expensive homes? Is it force? Why do you don't, whenever you want to be a good marketer or a good business person, don't you look at your clientele base? Are you building to sleep inside with your family? So if it's not for your family, you must situate the situation. Whom am I producing for? This is basic things that we all learn in school. We forget about our basic school learning. And we now jump in becoming tourists.
But hold on. Quick
Yes.
question. That point that you make,
Which
doesn't that in itself defeat your own argument?
How?
Because if you say we should look at whom we are building for.
Yes.
So I have decided to build for the higher class.
And the student higher class.
No, I'm not talking about students.
Go back.
You made a general statement.
I'm making a reference to that.
Okay.
Don't skew it.
But let me look at a general statement that you've made. So if I decide, even within the student view, I decide that I'm building for students whose parents are in the higher class, who can afford, is it compulsory to come and rent?
Don't you also think that there's a shortage and people are taking as a lacuna to exploit? You clearly know that there's a deficit. Are you not aware? And that because people come from home, they must go and find it by hook or by crook. Don't you also think like that? That fine, there's a shortage. And that no matter what I charge, that makes it exploitation. Because you know he's weak. So let me take advantage. There's one lacuna. There's a space there. So let me extort. It's extortion. Because whatever you can do, you don't have anything. But if you are clear in your mind, build something and look at, for example, I want to build hostel. Whom are hostels for? No matter how rich the parent of that child is, it's not about that, it's about what is the parameters, who are you building for? The child, the student who is in school is not working. The parent is spending more. Even if the parent can afford, is it reasonable to be thinking that you must go from the first class and charging, if you come to our normal homes, East Legon, the same amount, the same room, you can get for, let's say, 4,000. You are taking 8,000. But those in East Legon didn't use the same materials. Go to East Legon. Why is the campus different? It's exploitation. Because people have to, there are many, they have to get the student hosted, they have to be close to the school.
Good. You raise an important point. And we need to also, for these hostels built on university lands and by extension public lands.
Yes.
Do we know, for instance, the kind of arrangements they have? Because there are some of them who have 20, 30-year, timelines by which the buildings would revert to the universities, will go to the universities.
Yes.
For that person, he would have to recoup his investment. He's already built it. If he has to recoup his investment, he thinks that, well, look, if I charge 5,000 per room, per student, I may not get it. So I take 10,000. And because if I take 10,000, it may be too much, I'll pay your electricity bills. So?
Well, you see, the intention You see, if you talk about criminality, it's about the intention. Okay? Criminality is about intention. The intent behind their actions, that makes them criminals.
Oh, how?
Of course. Because, first of all, you are building. And, for example, in the building, after you have done everything, or before you even start the building, you know that I am building for category A people. This is their class. And do not think that because the parents have it, or they have it, I'm not targeting the I'm targeting the parent. Indirectly, you think you are targeting the parent, not the student. But trust me, what I'm saying is that when you build on the university campus, I'm hoping and praying that our university leaders will begin to also look into that. That if private investors or you have any collaboration with private investors, they need to negotiate properly. Because the investor is interested in building on your property. And that he comes with a particular intention to rake in, to make more money. Because the market is always there. So why won't the university also negotiate well? Or even if because the land belongs to us, definitely there may be an agreement which the universities are aware of.
Good. And let's start from there.
Yes.
Wouldn't it then be appropriate? So the assessment that you talk about, first of all, wouldn't it be appropriate to begin to find out from the university the kind of agreements they went into?
Oh, the point is that you are jumping the gun, my brother.
How have I jumped it?
I'm saying that all things being cocketted separables. Let's say you are built. Forget about asking. It's built. Before you want anybody to enter, assess. It's a simple, straightforward. Why are they running from assessment and covering with their investment? The law say assess. You say I won't assess because I've gone for money. And so what?
Let me check the law again because I think the law makes a point.
You have read it 3 times and
No.
because you are trying to find fault in the law, but you cannot. You want to punch holes, but the holes will not be punched. The law is clear. Maybe I want people to begin to read the law when they're also making arguments.
So it says a landlord or a tenant of a premise or any other person interested in the premises may apply.
To either myself or you.
May apply.
Yes, you the tenant can apply.
May,
of course.
May. It's not compulsory.
That's where you but if you are applying the law, may, okay. That may over there in the letter of in the spirit of it. I'm not a lawyer. You're also not a lawyer. Let us get lawyers to interpret the may. Not all may refers to what you think.
In the spirit of this, in the spirit of this, is to prevent confusion.
Yes.
Is to ensure that there's an agreement on how much should be paid.
Yes.
So in that spirit,
yes.
If you think you have a concern, okay, let's apply
to
the rental to determine
which the student I'm telling you today have concern. They called me.
The students called you?
Of course, they are petitioning me. What is calling? I was petitioning. I didn't jump in. And as a regulator, I've been petitioning. May, I want to assess.
Okay.
I answer that. I want to assess because I have been petitioned. Or see me, the student have in applied to me. Now I'm now invoking my jurisdiction to May. I want to apply. I want to assess.
Well, it says, for the purposes of subsection 1, the rent officer shall not entertain an application for an assessment of the premise if an assessment has already previously been made. So once it's not been made, you can go in.
What I'm saying is that, you see, whenever you read the law, you want to dig down in. You can't run away from the law. I am saying you make a clear point. May apply. I can apply. You can apply. Students have applied that they want assessment. It was clear in their petition. I'm going to assess and say, you have a problem. That one have a problem.
Now, the assessment that you talk about, Ima said, in doing your assessment, you went there and said this is unacceptable, they're exploiting. And
because I said it on the grounds that you did not go by the procedures to charge, which I have a concern with it. If they had gone through the assessment procedure, I wouldn't have said anything. I said it because you give me the room to also say anything.
Because you said it big, but you see, it is now that you've been called in. So now that you've been called in, you are going to assess. But even before you assess, you've concluded.
The point I'm trying to establish.
You're not getting me. The point I'm making is that based on this law that you've made reference to,
which you also agree to.
Now, the law is very clear
that
anybody can apply.
Which the students have applied.
So once they've applied, you are now going in there. But if you have evidence that in the past there was an assessment and they are not going according to it, then that's okay. But this one, you say you are going to assess. But before you assess, you've concluded by saying...
How have I concluded? I'm expressing my ill feelings.
Ill feelings?
Of course.
The same person who's going to do assessment.
Why not? Because
by
clearly,
expressing your ill feelings.
Clearly. If you look at the normal, we are all in Ghana here. And if I know East Legon, we have go to the areas. I take a room that will cost me, let's say, 5,000 a month. And you are taking 10,000 the same time. And when I'm going home too, I should pack all my things away. What do you mean by that? When they pay the 10,000, when they vacate and they will come back, they have to take all their properties back. Zero. And use the same property to rent again. My brother.
Now, Kobe Ndansuman is asking us how you arrived at, your conclusion.
Which conclusion?
The fact
I have not done any conclusion.
You've not made any scientific
I have the right to also
research.
express my opinion about issues.
Your opinion?
Of course, I don't have the right to.
The very issue that you're supposed to assess.
I'm saying that
objectively.
I have the right to express the opinion.
What you're supposed to do objectively?
By the fact is here, comparing the same area, other properties that being rented, that yours is outrageously priced. That even there are evidence to see. Go to East Legon. If there's a hostel in East Legon, go and rent one room, which has one person, one room, and 4 persons in a room. Taking double 4. What is exploitation? I told you that the criminal intention of doing that is putting 4 people in a room where it should be 1 with 4,000 Ghana or 5,000. You put 4 and take 5, 20. Tell me.
And that's what we've told you. We'll get into a moment of the message, but that's what we've told you. That and for these universities, okay, while hostels are for long-term purposes, for many of these universities, the long-term probably could be 25 to 30 years. So that investor is looking at recouping his investment with interest.
You see,
over the 25 to 30 year
period.
Why do you
always want to think that the investment interest is more powerful than the law, which they work within?
But the law must take into consideration how much he builds.
Are you not dictating to the law?
I am not dictating to the law.
You are dictating.
But the law...
There's a law. You are saying that the law should. It didn't.
But how will you do the assessment?
It didn't.
Will you do the assessment without taking into consideration how much he built the house?
Wait. You see, we are all making arguments here. There is a law. It's not your intention now. Now your intention will not work. Your wishes will not happen. There's a law. And you don't come here to talk about the law should. You should have done what? That is what it is. My brother, that is what it is. The law is this. So do that. Don't think for the law.
Well, the law talks...
You are thinking about the law. Don't think about the law.
Okay, but the law is very clear.
That what?
And it says that... I'll just read this part and then we wrap up the conversation. It says... for purposes of subsection 1, the rent officer shall not entertain an application for an assessment of the premises if an assessment has been previously made by that rent officer or a rent magistrate, unless the rent officer is satisfied that the circumstances affecting the question of the rent of the premises have materially altered since the last assessment of the rent of the premise, or the last assessment of the rent of the premise was obtained by fraud, or there's fresh evidence of a material nature which could not be, by the exercise of reasonable diligence, have been produced when the last assessment was of the premises was made and is now available, or the last assessment of the rent was made in the absence of a necessary or proper party whose absence was not due to a fault. Now, if you look at, A, hold on. If you look
what you are reading,
if you look at A,
you are going back. I'm
not going back. I've just told you that if there's been any altering, materially.
So what do in short? Summarize it.
You take that into consideration.
Summarize it.
So
all what you read.
If there's been development, if there's been development, you take that into consideration. So in taking development into consideration,
don't run away from the law.
I'm not skewing anything. I'm not skewing anything. I'm only telling you that.
Go straight to the law.
I'm only telling you that if you look at that, it tells you clearly.
I look at what?
If you look at the law, in assessing, how do you do an assessment?
Let me all what you read. Let me clarify for you.
Clarify it.
What you read here, that when an assessment has been done by an officer, are you okay? You cannot do anything about it. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Unless
what?
There's been a material alteration.
That means that, like for example, that material alteration that you have still be subjected to assessment.
Yes.
Is that not right?
Yes.
So what it tells you is that you cannot alter anything. So anytime that investor has added anything to the property, it should come for reassessment.
Good.
This is simple, direct.
So what you add to the property,
yes,
influences the assessment.
You cannot also charge unless you come back.
And you, in determining, would have to look at what is added to the property.
Do you agree?
You've forgotten that.
Do you agree now that the basic assessment, yes or no?
Nobody disagrees with assessment.
Wait.
But you are assessing.
Do you agree fundamentally?
Investment.
No. I want you to agree before we go.
No, hold on.
No.
Well,
do you agree?
I have told you.
Can I talk?
No, hold on.
Can I talk?
You've asked a question.
No, I haven't.
You have.
I have not.
Okay, ask.
Do you, before we leave here, do you agree fundamentally assessment is basic?
That is not in doubt.
Thank you.
But do you also agree that you, in assessing, you'd have to take into consideration the cost of that structure?
Let me give you all the five. Let me help you with all the things you take into consideration.
Go ahead.
One, to assess a property, the land on which the property sits is one. Are you okay?
Yes.
The materials you use in building the property is two. For example, if you have gone for any money, are you okay? It's three. These are the things that you use in assessing. That's what I'm telling you, that if you allow assessment to happen, even what you are charging may be more than or less.
So you see, you've just made my argument in my case.
Your argument is not anything.
The case is that all of these things will play a role. Fine. Frederick Opoku, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
My producer tells me you should be back again.
Yes.
Stay with us. When we return, we'll be speaking to our friends from Much Experience Hospitality. We'll be right back.
And if you come on in, you're gonna get much more. There's my chair, I put it there. Everything you see is with love and care. It's my house and I live here. I wanna tell you, it's my house and I live here. On the table, there sits a rose. Through every window, a little light flows. Books are feeling on the shelf above, 'cause it was built for love. It was built for love. It's my house and I live here. It's my house and I live here. There's a candle to light the stairs, where my dreams await someone to share. Ooh, there's music on the radio, and good vibrations won't let you go. I put my name on the ceiling above.
When your safety is priority, don't settle for less. Choose the best. Introducing Titanium Security Services, the backbone of professional protection in Ghana. From residential homes to corporate offices, banks, warehouses, and special events, we deliver unmatched security solutions 24/7. Our guards are highly trained, our systems are cutting edge, and our response time is second to none. Find us right behind the Community 11 Police Station in Tema, a strategic location for rapid response and reliable service. Your safety isn't negotiable, so protect it with the strength of titanium. Call us now on 0509 338 555. That's 0509 338 555. Titanium Security Services. Strong, smart, secure, always.
Never felt this free before. I'm high and I'm getting higher.
Welcome to the Joy Sports World Cup Minute with me, Daniel Cranting. The 2026 FIFA World Cup could mark the final chapter on football's grandest stage for legendary rivals Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. The iconic duo are set to feature in their 6th World Cup tournament, having both made their debuts back in the 2006 edition. Their remarkable longevity has defined an era, and fans across the globe may be witnessing their final appearance at the competition in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo already holds the record for scoring in 5 consecutive World Cups and could extend that historic run if he finds the net once again in North America. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi enters the tournament as Argentina's all-time leading scorer at the World Cup with 13 goals after inspiring Argentina to their 3rd world title at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. In the group stage draw, Portugal have been placed in Group K alongside DR Congo, Colombia and Uzbekistan. Defending champions Argentina will battle it out against Algeria, Austria and Jordan in Group J. And that's all for the Joy Sports World Cup Minute with me, Daniel Cranting.
Every day, the grind goes on. We chase the money. We chase the jobs. But sometimes, everything can wait.
Ghana have done it. Ghana heading to the 5th World Cup.
And in that moment, nothing else matters. Everything can wait. FIFA World Cup time has so, and all 104 games are live on SuperSport on GoTV from 11th June to 19th July. Reconnect today from as little as 98 Ghana cedis per GoTV. Love it.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Boy, you get whatever it is I need. My love, here to stay, won't never leave. So glad that you fell in love with me. My love is so good that I wouldn't be without you, babe. Couldn't see me without you, babe. My love is so good that I wouldn't be without you, babe. Couldn't see me without you, baby. I've been searching for you. So glad that I found you, boy. I've been feeling for you. I'm so happy, baby.
Great. Still live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. You know, before the break, I told you that our friends from Much Experience Hospitality were going to be joining us here on the Super Morning Show. And I always like the fact that, you know, we get to experience things in USA and Canada differently. This morning, Nana Kweku Aforo is sales manager, Much Experience Hospitality. He's joined us. And Lita Mali is sales director of Much Experience Hospitality, both joining us. Good morning, and hope you're all doing very well.
Good morning, Winston. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Great. So, for those who don't know much about Much Hospitality, tell us who you are first before we get into what makes you different and the packages that you have for the World Cup.
Match Experience Hospitality is a provider of premium packages, travel and hospitality. We've been around for over a decade. We're available in Ghana, across Africa. We have like major experience. We've worked with the likes of your MTN, Bank of Ghana, GCB, and all the high net worth individuals.
Great.
Yeah.
So what makes you different from the other companies, and particularly for the World Cup, beg your pardon, other companies who are offering packages? What makes yours different?
Okay, thank you. So as a hospitality company, we are not just a travel and tour company. Hospitality, we provide a comprehensive service. I would say that what actually makes our work different is that we are actually a FIFA accredited agent, so we sell guaranteed tickets.
Okay.
We don't we don't buy from retailers or from resellers, and then also our packages is from end to end. When I say end to end, it's comprehensive, and we have a global network of sales and support staff that we work with in various countries. So it's not just for the World Cup. We actually take people for UEFA Championship, Formula One, all the big tournaments across the globe.
That's nice. That's nice. I like the fact that you're FIFA agents. It means that we can trust that everything is fine. But so tell us, now that you've told us, what sets you apart, what are you offering us for this World Cup?
Okay, great. So for the World Cup, like I mentioned earlier, we are providing guaranteed tickets. Let's say that what we provide is a creme de la creme in sporting experience, because we don't just provide the tickets. We will give you flight tickets, hotel accommodation, pick up from the hotel to the stadium, VIP pass. You get to be at the lounge, and also our tickets, actually we make sure that we pick tickets that takes you closer to the game, so middle seats, closer to the pitch. I mean, tickets that actually gives you the full experience.
Okay, so you can see the things properly.
Exactly.
Yes.
If there are any events before and after the game, you get to experience that. You get the opportunity to network, because you have access to the lounges where you snack, you sit, you chat before and after the games, and also fine dining that are arranged for this in various cities, like in Philly, in Atlanta, anywhere the games are. If there's any event going on there, you get to experience all of that.
Oh, okay, great. And someone just sent me a message. Where can we find them? I mean, if someone wants to contact you, where are you? Any numbers that we can call?
Okay,
we're available. We have offices in Labone Crescent. The numbers are 055-155-119. Sorry, 119. 055-155-119.
Yeah.
And you can reach us on our website. It's www.matchexphospitality.com.
Great. But also, once we started the conversation, the boys started. So if someone wants to go to the World Cup, are you going to be taking care of their visa and everything, or they must have a visa first?
No, we facilitate the process.
Okay.
The other guarantees that we have an affiliation with ABSA. So you can walk into ABSA and ask about Match Experience tickets. So it means everything is safe and sound. So you pay online. When you go on our website, you can curate your own experience or send us a quotation. Send us a request. We'll give you a quotation if what you are looking for is not on the list.
Okay.
Because we have different packages.
Okay.
Our package starts from about 120,000 Ghana cedis. So you can, feed yourself whatever you want. Just give us, on the comment section, you can add whatever you want. And then once, it's just that now it's late. If we started earlier, or as in you started buying the tickets earlier, then you would pay in installments.
Okay.
So now we're just few weeks
to go. So you'd have to pay.
Yeah. So you just have to pay in full, and then you get your certificate. Once you pay the amount in full, you can take that certificate to the embassy. We are not really an embassy, because I know a lot of people are hopeful that, we'll help them with visas. It's too late, but it's doable. If you have if you can secure a date for yourself, but we can just back you up.
Great, that's great.
Yeah.
But Kweku,
yes, sir.
Who are your partners? Any partners you want to acknowledge?
Yeah, so our payment partner, as Lita mentioned, is ABSA Bank, and then Glyco is our travel insurance partner. So ABSA, every payment that we take is actually goes through ABSA Bank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, and anything you want to say finally? So for those who are listening to us and undecided, should I go with Match Experience Hospitality? What do you say to them, Nana Kweku?
So we'd say that we are inviting anybody who wants an experience, who just don't want to go and watch football, but wants the whole experience. We're inviting corporate Ghana, individuals who actually value their time and network, and people who want to have it, because World Cup is usually once in a lifetime experience. It doesn't always come by, and this one is actually one of its kind, because 3 countries combined and all of that. So what we are saying is that if you want to experience this World Cup in a grand style and in a way that you would not forget, contact Match Experience Hospitality, and we'll make it memorable.
Great. Anything you want to say finally, Lita?
Like Kweku said, we are inviting people who like find things in life, because everyone has a ticket. Let's say you have a ticket, but we're giving you an experience, not just going to the World Cup, but giving you a memorable experience. So if you really worked hard and you feel like I want to just go and have fun with my friends, because our package is also you can have a +1 or +2. Okay. So I've come across people who say, oh, but I don't want to go alone. I mean, you can have your friends to travel with you, and it's gonna be a great experience. You don't have to worry about anything. We have hostesses running around for you during the match, whatever you want. You have access to anything and everything. So please, we are inviting everyone to travel with us. Yeah. It's going to be a great
Thank
experience.
you very, very much. Lita Mali, who's Sales Director of Match Experience Hospitality. Put out the number again quickly.
So the number is 055-155-1119.
Okay. So, folks, you know what to do. Thank you very much. Nana Kwekuaforo, who is Sales Manager, Match Experience Hospitality. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
In your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
So live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. You know, Electroland Ghana Limited is giving you weekly and monthly big rewards when you buy Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO Electronics anywhere in Ghana and from any authorized dealer or reseller. Just buy your LED smart TV, split ACs, double door fridges, auto grill gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, microwaves, blenders, mobile phones, and more from Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO, and dial *928*8888# or go to register.electrolandraffles.com to enter our weekly or monthly draws. Approved by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Electroland Ghana Limited, rewarding your patronage the big way. T's and C's apply. But if you need fuel, make that smart stop at Star Oil, Ghana's largest oil marketing company, because with over 240 stations nationwide, they give you high quality fuel, great service, and real value for money. And this is how many Ghanaians are switching to Star Oil. And with a Star card, you can enjoy safe, cashless fueling and easy expense tracking. Wherever you go, choose Star Oil for your quality and affordable fuel. But let me just ask you, look, imagine walking into a home where nobody ever pauses what they're doing online. The girls are streaming the latest Netflix series. That special playlist is rolling. That is on his usual Teams video calls. Uploads are uploading, downloads are downloading. And not a single person says my data is finished. Now, that's the power MTN Fiber gives you. Unlimited internet for endless streaming, endless connection, endless everything for your home. Now, you get to enjoy a special range of unlimited fiber internet packages, whether you are new or existing customer. So just log into my MTN app now and tap broadband or dial *5057# to get your preferred unlimited MTN fiber package. MTN is everywhere you go.
Our money, when I'm money, our money, when I'm money, our money, when I'm money, our money, when I'm money. Yeah, je suis arrivé. Qu'est-ce que la nation soit sur les Ghana? Arrêtez le babadage. C'est moi le tu. Sydney back again. Yeah. Now no anymore. What you say now? Squad alongside Man and Morris, Babyface. What you say now? Our money.
And once you hear this, you know we're going to be talking about Corruption Watch. Of course, they're back. And starting tomorrow, you would have Corruption Watch. And Frederick Isiama is investigative journalist with Corruption Watch Ghana. He joins me on the phone now. Frederick, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Winston, and good morning to everybody.
Great, Frederick. So, Corruption Watch is back, and that's the good news. Tell us what's going to be happening tomorrow and in this season of Corruption Watch.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, as you mentioned, it's a new season of Corruption Watch. And as we always do, our listeners know us for explosive, investigative, and public accountability stories. And from tomorrow onwards, we'll be bringing more explosive, investigative, and public accountability stories. Tomorrow, we are doing a total recall of our last documentary, which was titled Saga Over RTI. You know, this is a story that told us about how some of the governance institutions that we actually expect more accountability from have failed to release information to citizens who requested information and have therefore been slapped with administrative penalties by the RTI Commission. At the last count, we were talking about administrative penalties totaling more than 5 million Ghana cedis. Tomorrow we have an update. There's been some new developments. Some more institutions have now received administrative penalties. In fact, as we speak, if we take the governance architecture and we look at all the public institutions that are supposed to ensure accountability, almost every one of them has failed the RTI test and has been slapped with an administrative penalty. The latest being Iyoko. Previously, we talked about Shraj, we talked about Parliament, we talked about Judicial Service, we talked about the Ghana Police Service, we talked about the Attorney General. Now, Iyoko has been added to the list. And tomorrow, we bring listeners more on this. And of course, tomorrow we will also be going back to basics. You know, when we started Corruption Watch, one of the things we used to do was what we called From the Street, where we picked reactions from members of the public. Tomorrow we are returning with the From the Street segment, where our listeners will have the opportunity to participate in the conversation and send us their reaction.
Great. Thank you very, very much. And so I like the fact that there's an update on this, but we'll save our comments for tomorrow. Frederick, thank you very much for joining us. Anything you want to say finally?
Well, I just want to encourage everybody that the anti-corruption fight is for all of us, and all of us need to do our part. But in case you find something or you see something, say something to Corruption Watch. You can reach us on telephone, 055-22-00033. We are available also on WhatsApp, and we are awaiting complaints.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Catch
very,
everybody
very much.
tomorrow.
Sure. Thank you very much, Frederick Isiama, who is an investigative journalist with Corruption Watch Ghana. Well, today is the birthday of the Executive Director of Transparency International Ghana chapter. That's Mary Ada. Happy birthday to you, Mary. And Dr. Harry Glover, it's your birthday also, so happy birthday to you. But look, whatever you do today, get on to kingdomstoreonline.com and they will arrange your quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture for you. They offer free delivery to your homes and office within a reasonable time. And they do free deliveries within Accra and Tema. And you can pay VAMOMO across all networks, terms and conditions have applied at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks. But the Ghana business and policy leaders will converge for the Ghana Business Leaders Conclave featuring His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei II, that's Santehene. This high-level engagement will bring together CEOs, entrepreneurs, policymakers, board members, and industry leaders for a critical dialogue on leadership, ethical governance, mediation, and sustainable business growth. This year's theme is Leading with Integrity, Navigating Mediation, and Ethical Governance for Business Sustainability. The conclave offers a rare opportunity to hear directly from one of Africa's most respected traditional leaders while fostering candid exchange among key decision makers shaping Ghana's economic future. The event will be broadcast live on Joy News and Joy FM. It's on Friday, the 15th of May, time 4 p.m. All invited guests are kindly requested to be seated by 3:45. Venue is the Kofi Ohene Kuredu Auditorium. For RSVP and inquiries, call 0244311996 or 0245879187. Joy Business is the official business partner, official media partner for the Ghana Business Leaders Conclave. But since 1876, one name stood as the cradle of secondary education in Ghana, Infantsipim. For 150 years, Infantsipim has done more than just teach. It has meticulously shaped leaders, built uncompromising character, and inspired generations to serve our nation with distinction from its hallowed halls in Cape Coast. Infantsipim has produced global icons who continue to redefine excellence. And this year, as we celebrate the sesquicentennial legacy of brotherhood and impact, Infantsipim is giving back. In partnership with Smile for Ghana, Infantsipim invites the general public to a special dental community outreach in the heart of Cape Coast. It's happening from today, the 12th of May, to Friday, the 15th of May 2026. It's more than a celebration. It's a commitment to the community that raised us. Join the national conversation on the future of education. Follow the journey online with the hashtag Infantsipim150. Infantsipim Jin Shekan. And that'll be all from us this morning here on the Super Morning Show. My name is Winston Amoah. Do have a lovely day. Coming up will be the news at 10, and then Doreen Ando comes here with a Cosmopolitan mix. But I'll leave you in the safe hands of DJ.